Uh, this is kind of silly, but I was rewatching my playthrough, my immediate last stream, and I realized you guys weren't listening to the background music, and I figured out the reason why. On OBS, I said so I could listen to background music via my headphones. I was like, okay, go ahead and monitor, but disable it was play output, but it was play output, but mute the output. So I could hear it, but y'all couldn't hear it, and I was so bummed because I that was one of the biggest points of having the new setup was having the music also play in. But now, and I kind of realize now I'm a little bit darker, so I might turn on the light behind me. That's why we got the intro video to help us out here. So, anyways, without further ado, thank you so much for tuning in. We got a couple more battles we got to get through before they end the competition. So before that happens, let's go ahead and get into some more battles. Let's get some hype in the chat. Let's get excited as we are continue battling in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The Players Qualifier Cup, but we're probably not going to do anything. Anyways, let's go. Let's do it. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are online now, getting ready to finish off this series. We have the official online competition for the Players Qualifier 2 coming up. And we've been having some great battles, 41 battles fought so far. I also got some background music playing for y'all, and I can actually hear what the background music is, so let me check. Oh, awesome, you guys are listening to this Shadow soundtrack, which is one of my favorites. I also have been noticing some significant drop frames. We had 875 and we haven't even been streaming for a couple minutes here, so let me know if you guys see anything odd coming up. Hey, look at that. Despite some losses, our ranking actually went up from last time. We're at the 1300s now. So curious to see how far further we can go, and let's get to it. So, and let me know how the sound is going overall. Music mixing has been definitely a challenge, but I'm hopeful we can do a great job here. Yeah, I do see a couple drop frames. My percentage is going up here. I'm a little bit worried about that, but we'll make it work. Definitely chime in on the chat, though, if you guys notice anything odd. I want to make sure that we make sure you guys have a pleasant viewing experience here. Alright, Nanami is up, and Nanami has a pretty interesting team here, including Tyranitar, Charizard, Togekiss, Torkoal, Dusclops, and Venusaur. We have the Tyranitar and Togekiss in common. In fact, if you guys want to see my team, you can check them out on the right, as well as feel free to ask if you want the 5IV Greepies. I got a ton of them in Love Balls if you are looking for building out a team of your own. I'm more than happy to make those for you. It looks like the drop frames are reducing now, so that's good. But let's keep that in mind, and hopefully as we continue in the stream, everything will look great. So without further ado, let's figure out what this team can do. There's a lot of Trick Room support and a lot of Sun support as well. I do like the idea of Gastrodon and Corsola, but I do have to be mindful of both Venusaur and Torkoal and what they can do to kind of mitigate my damage output. So with that, I kind of want to just hit hard and fast, and so I think that Tyranitar Excadrill might be helpful here. And then kind of in the end, have Gastrodon and Corsola. It is going to be an interesting dynamic for sure, but we'll see what happens and we'll make it work. And with that, let's go. Uh-oh, my drop frames are going up, guys. So let me know if everything is working on y'all's end. I definitely want to make sure that this is a good viewing experience for y'all. So please let me know. And I want to make sure that everything's taken care of. Alright, so I wonder what music you guys are listening to now. Oh, Tian's theme from Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's awesome. Alright, so Venusaur and Dusclops are sent out. And we are going to go ahead and lead off with Excadrill and Tyranitar. So the nice thing here is that both my Tyranitar is Choice Scarf, But this does give the opponent an easy option for them to switch out Dusclops into and with Dusclops you figure that out. But an easy option for Dusclops to switch out into Torkoal and kind of ruin my day with that. I'm going to go ahead and try this Rock Slide combo. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll get a flinch. Maybe the opponent will overthink this, and that might be helpful here. Yeah, if you're viewing right now, I am kind of worried about the drop frames I'm seeing on my side panel. Please let me know if that is the case here, and I want to make sure we do make sure that that doesn't become a problem. So it does look like we are going to get the Gigantamax here from the Venusaur, which actually will be nice. I do not have to worry about Venusaur using Sleep Powder, but the interesting thing here is we might still see Trick Room in a different context, where Venusaur will be the one to use Trick Room. So we're actually going to see the Ally switch instead, which is perfect. I actually just did double Rock Slide here. So here comes Rock Slide 1. Here comes Rock Slide 2. It does some good damage, but the Vine Lash is coming out immediately into the Excadrill slot. Brings me down to my Focus Sash, and that is trouble. With that critical hit, though, I do survive, but the next turn I am going to be taking a lot of damage here. Venusaur is going to take some damage thanks to that Sandstorm. But yeah, this is definitely problematic here for both my Pokemon. Excadrill is going to be knocked out here, and Tyranitar will actually take some damage too. I think right now what I want to do is bring in Corsola, because I don't have Togekiss. I got to think about this. I'm going to bring in Corsola, and I am going to try to knock out this Dusclops as quickly as possible, using Max Darkness. That will also lower Venusaur's special defense, making it easier for me to survive bigger hits in the long run. So I will making it harder for Venusaur to survive. So I am going to Max Darkness here, and I am going to set up Light Screen. And hopefully the combo of these two will be helpful, and even if so, we might see Dusclops. Okay, so Dusclops is going to withdraw. We are going to see Torkoal come out, so this does give Venusaur a boost in its speed. Man, if I used Max Rockfall at this point, that would have been very helpful here. So it might be a little bit harder to survive this next Vine Lash, but I'm hopeful that the Dynamax amount will be great there. I'm actually going to watch the stream, not on the Stream Manager, but actually on my phone. I am curious to see if I am, in fact, breaking up too much. Okay, so unfortunately that Vine Lash is enough to knock me out. Unfortunate there. That's just way too much. Offensive pressure. Venusaur is going to lose that HP, but here it goes, the Light Screen. Oof, we have started this fight off with a bang, and yeah, I mean that happens. We get paired up with tough opponents. You're gonna have to deal with it. So, replaying this, I think the main thing I should have done was Togekiss in DD, switching out in one of them for Tyranitar to turn off the sun if possible, and then hitting with that Expanding Force, and I think that would have been a much better slot here. Venusaur is still a prime threat. Honestly, there's nothing I can do. Gastrodon is definitely a sitting duck, so I would imagine Venusaur sees this and would attack the Gastrodon slot anyways, or it would attack the Corsola slot anyways. So possibly I can use this opportunity to knock out the Torkoal. I mean, it just seems so easy. Yeah, Vine Lash. Are you going to come into Corsola? Gastrodon, yeah. There's nothing I could have done there. Protecting for one turn doesn't mean anything. And Corsola's going to fight off against 4 Pokemon. It's just impossible. Torkoal, really, that's just the nail in the coffin here. The Yawn next turn, I'm going to fall asleep. And I will be able to use Night Save. Hey, what's up, New On Gamer? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So fun story about this shirt. Now actually we'll go to the full screen here. What is up? Thank you so much for tuning in. Here, let me quickly pop into the full screen because I'm losing. This is actually one of my Pokemon shirts that my sister and my mom, they gave me some money for my birthday in April, and so I bought this. And so you can see some Pokeballs and Voltorb on it. And so this is the Voltorb design. So it's a really cool shirt. I really enjoy it. So I'll wear it to meetings and things like that. So it's really fun. But anyways, back to the battle. We lost pretty much. It really was just a strong lead. This opponent was really smart. Yeah, Frenzy Plant is really strong. I mean, why not? I disable it, but that means nothing. The Life Orb takes some damage, and we get Burning Jealousy. Burning Jealousy is really interesting because what Burning Jealousy does is if you get status, or if your opponent, so what Burning Jealousy does is if your opponent gets a attack boost or any boost that turn, they will actually, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the love for the shirt. But Burning Jealousy, what it does is that if you get any boost, like from Weakness Policy or a stat boost, you actually get burnt. And so that, again, the game has become less physically based and more specially based in recent times. Neuron Gamer, huge shout out to you. By the way, if you all haven't followed him yet, awesome channel there. Neuron Gamer does a lot of great things, and I host him whenever he goes live about mental health and how to make sure that people are taken care of. So if you are, you know, kind of looking about how to do that in kind of like you know, the gaming pop culture and things like that, Neuron Gamer does a lot of cool things like that. Neuron Gamer is also a great dungeon master. I used to be part of his games back when I was in Austin. He would DM them, and so it's always fun to play with Neuron Gamer. So really great guy. Overall, definitely recommend checking out his channel, and also help give me feedback on the sound previously. So huge shout out to Neuron Gamer for helping out with that. But anyways, it looks like we are pretty normal as far as the stream output. So I am going to go switching back into our stream manager mode. But please let me know if Neuron Gamer is too kind. But it really is just a team effort, and I really do appreciate all that you've done for our friendship. So this is actually a very interesting team. We've seen Pokemon here that aren't used a lot, including Hawlucha, Grimmsnarl, and Urshifu, and definitely that Crocodile, I believe. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yo, if you got a one shot, let me know. I've gotten a lot better at D&D since we last played. So I kind of know, I mean, I could definitely have an idea for characters I can build out. So would love to be part of a one-shot there. So definitely DM me as we get closer to October. But anyways, we are, oh, man, this is tough. I do know that Hawlucha is probably going to use Grassy Seed to outspeed things. I like Togekiss here. Yeah, I feel like what my main thing here is I'm going to do Togekiss, Excadrill, and then have Indeedee and Tyranitar in the back. This is kind of a type of set that I've done in different battles and different scenarios, and the main thing here is that if I want the speed, I can get the speed. If I don't need the speed and I just need the power, I can bring that power as well. And so it really is just like, how do I deal with Hawlucha? How do I deal with Rillaboom? And kind of really working from there. So you got the crown from the thing. So we got Grimmsnarl and Cinderace actually coming out versus Togekiss and Excadrill. So this is great. Grimmsnarl usually goes for things like Fake Out, and so I feel very confident in this match right now, going ahead and Dynamaxing, and let's go ahead and get this Max Airstream off on, or the Max Starfall off the Incineroar, and I am so sorry, a lot of Sin names. The Max Airstream off on Grimmsnarl, or the Max Starfall off Grimmsnarl, and then bringing in Indeedee. Ah, yes it is, actually. And I can actually change that real quick. Thank you for that heads up. I might either reposition my camera or keep it. Let me do that. I can actually do, let's see here. Thank you very much for that feedback. We do see the Cinderace Dynamaxing as expected here. Let's see, the front cam, I can bump that up a little bit. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, now it is above the gameplay. Yeah, and you guys aren't missing any information with that. So we'll go ahead and get back there. There we go. There you go. That'll make it a little bit cleaner. Because I kind of moved my head around back and forth. So, Cinderace, yeah, Team Togekiss, absolutely. If you have been on the stream recently, you know about Togekiss. Togekiss has been doing a lot of work. Dynamax is actually pretty loud, so I am going to go ahead and lower that a little bit. Yeah, Togekiss makes a huge cry. So we got Togekiss on deck. Grimmsnarl uses Fake Out. Ooh, and we got the rival thing coming up here, which is really interesting. This is from the anime, so that's kind of a cool little setup. We get the fake out on Togekiss because Psychic Terrain doesn't negate on flying type Pokemon. Terrains actually don't affect flying type Pokemon, if you guys didn't know that. So we do get the Max Knuckle, but we're able to knock out this we should be able to knock out this Grimmsnarl pretty handedly. And so with the we take away the Psychic Terrain, which is totally fine. But I think the fact that we don't have to deal with status anymore is nice. And popping or dealing with Grimmsnarl early is going to be super helpful. No more boosted attacks here. One thing I do need to be mindful of is that Cinderace has a boosted attack. And so I want to make sure that we don't have to eat up like a Max Steel Spike on Togekiss and not survive it. Rillaboom is sent out. And so I do want to knock out this Rillaboom early. Knocking out Rillaboom will actually... You know what? I think that's the game plan here, because I feel like I can deal with Cinderace with Excadrill and Tyranitar. So let's knock out this Rillaboom, get it out of the way, and we should be good here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just double up on the Rillaboom slot. We're going to do Max Airstream and Mystical Fire, and just really get it out of the way. We are going to see Rillaboom use Fake Out on the Indeedee slot, so not too worried here. We are going to see the G-Max Fireball come out. This Fireball is going to hurt, actually. This is going to do a considerable amount of damage. Depends on who we are targeting. We are going to hit that Togekiss. Luckily, I survived that G-Max Fireball pretty well. Cinderace does not reveal Life Orb, so that's important to note. And I get that knockout on Rillaboom. Awesome, awesome. Exactly what I'm looking for here. Critical hit there, guaranteeing that knockout. Let's go. I'm excited. We are able to knock out Rillaboom. Max Special Defense, Tyranitar, and Excadrill and also, yes, absolutely. And I'm a huge fan of that Tyranitar as well. That max speed is just something that people do not expect. And having just that wonton of offense is going to be super helpful, especially since Cinderace has turned itself into a fire type, back to a fire type. We can use that to our advantage and just ram it with intense speed. Rock Slide also hits pretty much everything. Hawlucha is going to come out, and Hawlucha will use that Unburden ability to get the Grassy Seed to up its defense, which isn't a big deal, but the Unburden means it will outspeed. So I think the main question here is, I think what I want to do here is actually... Okay, I feel like getting a knockout isn't a big deal. So I am going to try to target into this Hawlucha slot double up. If Cinderace comes in with a G-Max Fireball, I think we're going to be okay here. Hawlucha goes in with Iron Head. I survived that, which is awesome. And we are going to see the G-Max Fireball again going into the Togekiss slot. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Togekiss is going to be knocked out here. Big tank moving faster than the speed of sound. Absolutely. Yes, sir. This Tyranitar goes in and just mauls things. We're able to knock out this get pretty far in knocking out this Hawlucha. Everyone's going to heal up thanks to the grassy terrain here. Except for Hawlucha because it's flying. I always forget. So I think now what I want to do is bring in Excadrill. Bring him back. Then bring in Tyranitar. So the nice thing here is that all Cinderace did was get an attack boost, and if I can focus on knocking out Cinderace, I think we'll be okay here. So let's go ahead and have Excadrill use Rock Slide. Let's go ahead and switch back out Indeedee, and we'll bring in Tyranitar here. This turns on the sand, I will outspeed the Cinderace, and I will hopefully be able to do some good damage on Hawlucha. Even if Excadrill is knocked out this turn, Tyranitar and Indeedee together can easily knock out Cinderace. So a great opportunity here. Luckily, we just were able to deny Cinderace a lot of the momentum that Cinderace was looking for. Hawlucha is going to go for this Acrobatics on Tyranitar. It's not very effective. Look at this. Just like Neuron Gamer said, we got the big tank. The big tank, he can handle it. He took that Acrobatics like a champ. And we are going to see the Pyro Ball. Pyro Ball is probably going to go into the Excadrill, but at this point does not matter. I got the Focus Sash intact. I survived with that 1 HP. That's the Excadrill right there. planned that perfectly. Cinderace is going to take damage from the Sandstorm, and that's going to be plenty. That's all she wrote. That's all we need here. So, with Tyranitar, I feel like Tyranitar is naturally going to outspeed Cinderace, but I don't want to risk accuracy. So what I am going to do is I am going to Rock Slide with the... Let's see, Rock Slide is 90 accurate. I'm going to go with High Horsepower. It's 95 accurate. And then I am going to go with Crunch, just for accuracy. I don't really need the super effective coverage. If I get the High Horsepower, then I automatically win. And the battle was canceled anyways. The opponent decided to throw in the hat, and we won! So awesome job there, and it really was. Grimmsnarl didn't do anything. The Dynamax early on to prevent Togekiss from... you're too kind. And I always say this, everyone is a Pokemon master in their own right, and it's not just battling, but it's really how you want to play Pokemon. And ultimately, that is what's going to make you a master in Pokemon. But yeah, no, it was really just denying the fake out from Grimmsnarl and knocking it out and taking away that early momentum. And we were able to run with it. Ultimately, I knew my win con was like Cinderace wasn't a big deal, and Cinderace actually didn't go for anything at max Airstreams, which actually would have been a little bit dangerous in the end game. But yeah, we were great, comfortable spot there, and yeah, just again, it's more about and what's important about the lead is less about momentum and more about can you adapt. Is there something from the lead that you might need to adjust or kind of play around and really be able to move the pieces in the right way? So we've been lucky to be able to do that quite frequently in these battles. So we're going to be facing off against Justin. Justin, I feel like I've seen this team before. I think we fought each other before. I think we have. Because I remember the Dragonzol and the Porygon Z. And a Porygon Z shiny, it might be the same Justin. Anyways, we see the Dragonzol, we see the Hyrule, we see Amoonguss, Urshifu, Porygon Z, and Indeedee. And I feel, again, the Togekiss Excadrill lead will allow us to capitalize on Dragonzol and Amoonguss, right? So, like, if it's Amoonguss, Dragonzol, then we kind of play this game of, like, let's knock out Amoonguss, survive one attack from Dragonzol, and then try to use High Horsepower on it. If we see just Dragonzol with something else, then I can try to be like, okay, cool, turn on the speed of Tyranitar and just ram it, and things like that. So, I do like the idea of Togekiss Excadrill again, and going in with Tyranitar and Gastrodon. So, Neon Gamer asked, how has Gastrodon been working? And we're going to see Gastrodon in action. Gastrodon's been great. Gastrodon is a interesting Pokemon because nowadays Rillaboom has become so popular and there's been a lot of grass Pokemon, like Amoonguss that you see here, that make it sometimes harder to use. However, if you position it just right and knock out the grass Pokemon in a timely manner, Togekiss being a great example of that, you can run shop. Like, against Dragonzol, Gastrodon, I feel so confident using against it. Porygon Z also is a great candidate to have Gastrodon, just because Porygon Z relies on special attacks. Gastrodon has natural special bulk, and it can recover, rejuvenate itself, and really do some great work there. So Gastrodon has been really great. It really has just been identifying the Rillaboom and calling it out, or calling out the grass Pokemon. So exactly what I'm looking for. Awesome. We got Amoonguss and Urshifu. So here's the thing, Urshifu could probably do two things. It can, one, go against and use close combat, and two, use Surging Strikes. So I think in this case, I am going to go ahead and try to max Airstream this Amoonguss to try to knock it out. And I'm going to go ahead and switch into Gastrodon here. The idea behind Gastrodon, and great timing from Neon Gamer to ask about Gastrodon, is that it's really great defensively. And absorbing this water attack from Urshifu will allow me to give me an extra turn of just being able to take it easy, knocking out this Amoonguss. I'll probably do one more Airstream on against Amoonguss. It might require two Airstreams on Amoonguss, and then finally knocking out Urshifu, and with those speed boosts, really putting in a tough bind. Urshifu is notorious for low special defense, and that's what I'm hoping to exploit here. So, I do switch out Excadrill to that Gastrodon. We'll have to see what the opponent is going to try to do here. I'm decided to Dynamax. That's a great question. So, what would I think of Alolan Muck or Garbodor as opposed to Gastrodon? So, the thing about these, the sludges, as I like to call them, is that they actually have a whole different mode that they do, right? So they do a whole different thing than what Gastrodon does. And so Gastrodon, what you're seeing here is that I absorb water attacks, whereas Alolan Muck, which I actually used a lot in early Sun and Moon, oh, perfect. I'm able to get pretty far here. Amoonguss does take, it's down to its focus sash. It is the, I believe it's the event one. Yeah, Shiny Gastrodon. Oh, wow. Actually didn't have focus sash. It just had a berry. Unfortunate there. And I am put to sleep with Togekiss, which isn't great. That's why the Lumberry would have been a nice thing there. I think the one thing about Amoonguss that makes it good, what makes Alolan, back to your question, what makes Alolan Muck great, one of the Pokemon I enjoyed using, were two things. One, it had the ability Gluttony. Gluttony allowed it to eat the pinch berries earlier, like the Mago Berry and things like that, and so it was very bulky. Muck also has great priority with Shadow Sneak, a great utility with Knockoff, and can really support its teammates well. Muck's other ability is the Power of Alchemy, and so Power of Alchemy is really interesting because if one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, Alolan Muck will actually take the ability. So a great example of this is actually Alolan Muck can use, Alolan Muck, like let's say I had Tyranitar and Alolan Muck. Tyranitar gets knocked out and Alolan Muck reactivates Sandstorm by taking away Tyranitar's ability, and so it's actually kind of nice to be able to do that. Urshifu is going to use that close combat. Togekiss still fast asleep, unfortunately, here. But we do get off the Earth Power, which is super helpful, especially with your lowered special defense and my up special attack. You do have the Focus Sash here. So, a little bit tricky to deal with Urshifu in the long run. But I feel like in this case, I can probably trying to go for one more Max Airstream. Hopefully I can get it. And I think what I want to do now is just hit this recover button. Unfortunately with Protect, I still will take damage from Urshifu. So Alolan Muck plays a whole different role. It's more of a physical Pokemon. Utilizes kind of like knockoff and things like that to really make itself work well. But what I recommend here, it's not out yet, but when it does get out, I do recommend it. It's like a great Pokemon. Another great Pokemon, I think Garbodor is interesting. Garbodor is a little bit harder to use in doubles. So if you're looking at the doubles metagame, definitely Alolan Muck over Garbodor. In singles, Garbodor is great with spikes. So it really depends on what your team needs, what you're looking there. But both are great Pokemon. If you're looking to get into doubles and Alolan Muck is launched, highly recommend it. Alright, so unfortunately, we were not able to utilize anything on our Dynamax except for one Max Airstream. That was unfortunate. Gastrodon barely survived there. But, you know what? We're going to make this work. I think I'm going to Protect for now. And I just want to scout out, does Amoonguss have a Grass-type attack? We are able to get the Urshifu down to its Focus Sash. Togekiss does wake up. We missed with the Air Slash. Unfortunate there. That is something we did not want to happen. And we get the Expanding Force off. That Expanding Force is going to hurt. Togekiss takes a considerable amount of damage. And we are going to get the Giga Drain off into the Gastrodon slot. I am able to protect myself. I'm glad I scouted for that. Okay. I think in this case, what I want to do here is Air Slash again. Try to get this hit. And then switch into Tyranitar. While I don't have the... If you switch into Urshifu, the nice thing here, though, is that I'll knock you out with the Sandstorm, so not a big deal here. And really, Indeedee doesn't want a Dynamax. So if I can, if I play my cards right, even though I lost my Dynamax, it would be tough. Yeah, Surprise Absorb Life. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Power of Alchemy is a really interesting ability for sure. I've used it in the past, and it's actually fun when okay, Indeedee does use the Follow Me here, so I would expect something like a Spore coming out here. So we do get the Air Slash on Indeedee. It's not ideal. We do decent damage. Critical hit, which is nice. Amoonguss actually goes for Giga Drain. So, not too bad. Not too bad. here's the question. Who outspeeds? Does Tyranitar outspeed Togekiss, or does Togekiss outspeed... Okay, so Tyranitar, because Togekiss does have +1 speed. I think that Tyranitar actually will outspeed Togekiss. So I will use this to my advantage, use Crunch on the Indeedee slot. Indeedee might use something like Follow Me again. But with Sandstorm up, yeah, once I knock out the defensive pivots here, we can then make this work. Indeedee does this Follow Me again. I should outspeed with Tyranitar. Yes, I get the Crunch off. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Perfect. That knocks out Indeedee. Awesome. Awesome. The speedy tank like we're talking about. And then, are we going to get this Air Slash off? Come on. Yes, we get the Air Slash off. Is it going to be enough to knock out? Not enough to knock out. Super effective. Flinch, though. Flinches, I will take those flinches. I will happily take a flinch here. And Amoonguss is going to have to lose some of its HP thanks to that Sandstorm. Sandstorm is up, so Urshifu is going to be knocked out next turn anyways. I don't think preserving Tyranitar... Okay, so Porygon Z is sent out. That's a great Dynamax candidate here. Ooh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough for sure. Knocking out Amoonguss is going to be helpful. So I am going to go with Dazzling Gleam to make sure I hit everyone. Yeah. I'm going to go with Dazzling Gleam to hit everyone. And then for Tyranitar, I'm just going to crunch the Amoonguss slot. I do need a guarantee that I knock it out. Let's crunch this bad boy. We're going to eat this mushroom for breakfast, man. But knocking out Amoonguss is going to be helpful. I would imagine Amoonguss is going to switch out. Because it's like, well, Urshifu's going to get knocked out by the Sandstorm anyways. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. As a trainer, I would have done that. But if he doesn't switch him out, this is going to be great. He doesn't switch out Amoonguss. This is great. Yeah, so Neon Gamer asks, does Flinch team seem strong? Thinking about Hydreigon and kind of bringing that in. So Flinch is actually pretty annoying to play against. What I actually recommend if you wish to use this as a style is what we call Paraflinch. Now, you would use Paralysis and then flinch moves like Iron Head. And so the idea behind this is by doing so... Great job on the Protect. So by doing so with Iron Head and Protect, Iron Head and like Thunder Wave and things like that, is that you will actually make it harder for your opponent to be able to attack, right? And so it uses like max speed, you're going to use things like Discharge, and you're just going to ram into things with Iron Head. It's a little bit harder to pull off in doubles and singles, just because a lot of flinch moves don't double target except for Rock Slide, which I use. But it is helpful and it is something you can do. So Amoonguss is going to save itself for a turn. I do have Excadrill, which is nice here. And Excadrill will be able to outspeed both Porygon Z and Amoonguss, and I should be able to survive one attack. I think what I want to do here is hit Rock Slide, so I hit both of them. And I think I'm going to crunch the Porygon... Yeah, I'm going to crunch the Porygon Z slot. Luckily here, Excadrill does outspeed Tyranitar, so Amoonguss, even if it Rage Powders, would have to target... yeah, I would be able to knock it out with this Rock Slide. So, Flinch can be strong. It's basically forcing your opponent to roll a lot of dice, but I think it depends on your team structure. I personally recommend using Iron Head. It has, I think, a 30% chance to flinch, which is more percentage than Bite. Crunch actually doesn't flinch. So we are able to knock out Amoonguss, which is amazing. This is going to be super helpful. And Porygon Z does get a Max Strike off, but who's it going to target? That's fine. I will survive with a Focus Sash. Or I don't even need the Focus Sash in this case. Excadrill is going to take some decent damage. Tyranitar takes some decent damage. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Neon Gamer is actually thinking about Paraflinching. And so what Paraflinching is, with a Alolan Raichu, Hydreigon, maybe Rhyhorn or Steelix. I think you basically want to be faster than your opponent. So Steelix might not be the best choice here, because Steelix won't really outspeed things. But I do like the idea of Hydreigon. Excadrill is pretty fast, as you guys are seeing right now. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other Pokemon might be helpful here. Yeah, so this is great. I will be able to... Urshifu is going to get knocked out by the Sandstorm anyways. and I just am going to ram into this Porygon Z slot and knock it out. This is super helpful. Max Steel speed. I like that idea. So, using Choice Scarf. So, Steelix's max speed tops out at 60 base because it's a 30 base Pokemon. So, I like the idea of the max speed Steelix, but you might be a little bit slower than you would want to be. So, unfortunately, there, Porygon Z is knocked out, so we were able to knock it out. And Urshifu goes with the close combat, doesn't matter at this point, just because with the Sandstorm up, the damage from that, and since you are down to your focus, that will be enough to knock you out here. So Tyranitar is knocked out. And, Sandstorm actually ends. I did not realize that. Okay, well, doesn't matter anyways. I'll lock you out of your Water-type moves, and you're only down to 1 HP. So, it's either you're going to take a hit from Gastrodon, or you're going to take a hit from Excadrill. You don't have double targeting moves usually, so it doesn't really matter. So I might recommend not Steelix for the max speed idea, but I like this idea. I think what I would recommend instead is like Corviknight. Corviknight can do the same thing, but it has a nicer, higher speed, and usually Corviknight isn't expected to have a focus Choice Scarf anyways. So I might recommend using Corviknight in the core here. But I like the idea of Steelix. I think Steelix's speed will top out at a certain point where you just won't outspeed a lot of things. Tyranitar is a little bit different. At base 60 with a Choice Scarf, I get to like 90. So I am able to outspeed things that normally wouldn't be able to be outsped. But I do like the idea behind this. Actually, after this stream, let me think about what the perfect Steel type for you will be here. I think we can find a Steel type that isn't normally super fast, but can surprise opponents and catch them off guard here. But yeah, Corviknight, he is awesome. I like Corviknight a lot. And a lot of people actually don't plan on playing against Corviknight as a sweeper. And so that's the nice thing too, and that's why Tyranitar is great here too. It's just like the idea of what usually you see, you don't actually will anticipate that, and so a lot of people will try to be more defensive against Corviknight, or try to mitigate the damage other ways, and so they'll be slower offense because you're exerting offensive pressure when they are not. So, alrighty, we got another battle up here. Travis has Dusclops, Rillaboom, Togekiss, Tyranitar, Milotic, and Cinderace. Big thing here. Yeah, I think same thing. I think I really like Gastrodon. I gotta get rid of that Rillaboom early, and so I think getting rid of Rillaboom early is gonna be helpful. I think having Togekiss there to help out with that is gonna be great. I kind of like Tyranitar as well. That might allow me to. Actually, I do like Tyranitar, and I'm not going to use Excadrill. I feel like the opponent is going to see my own Tyranitar and be like, I don't feel like that's a great call out here. And so, if I do see the Rillaboom, I can then be like, Psychic Terrain, to cut out the power of Grassy Slide, and then go in with Max Airstream, knock it out, and be done with it. Alright, sounds great, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bamboozle Paraflinch build. Let's do it. Let's do it. I love the Paraflinch build. And I'll see you in a bit, man. Thank you again for tuning in. Also, Body Slam is a great call out here. Oh, perfect. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. This is great. Okay. Because once I knock out Rillaboom, then the game is mine. I feel confident with Gastrodon ending the game from there. So, Grassy Surge comes out. My Sandstream is first. Opponent still doesn't know I'm Choice Scarf. I definitely want to switch out here. I don't feel confident staying in right now. So I am going to go ahead and Max Airstream this Rillaboom, and I am going to go ahead and switch into the Entity. The reason why the Tyranitar is a great call out here is like the opponent sees this and says, hey, I can punish this Tyranitar really early on. You know what I'm saying? Like, the opponent sees this and says, I can hit Tyranitar. And by hitting Tyranitar, that's going to be helpful. So, we actually get the switch in. We get NDD into the fray. NDD turns off the Grassy Terrain. So, it coaxes Rillaboom into staying in. And by getting this knockout, we're going to be able to survive here. We get the Psychic Seed off. Not really a big deal here. Opponent is going to Dynamax their Cinderace, which was expected. It could be the Rillaboom, which would be a surprise, actually. We see the Cinderace Dynamax. It's not Gigantamax Cinderace. So this is actually very interesting as well. Still probably a chance for Libero, but I am surprised why it didn't just... probably because they were like, hey, I want to control weather as well. Quite possible to see Max Steel Spike here, but in Dynamax, Togekiss tends to survive this from Cinderace. So as long as I can knock out the Rillaboom, I think we're going to be in a great spot here. So we are going to go ahead and Dynamax here. Rillaboom fakes out. Psychic Terrain protects me. We are going to see a Max Airstream come out. So that's also really great. I'll be able to survive this comfortably. My controller rumbles so much whenever Max Airstream comes out. It's hilarious. Max Airstream is boosting the speed here, but honestly, I think at the end of the game, I can knock out Cinderace with Gastrodon for sure. We're going to go ahead and Max Airstream here, knocking out that Rillaboom. Oh, we bring in Rillaboom close, and unfortunately, it's not enough for that knockout. Was it Focus Sash or did it just survive? It just survived. I think it's Assault Vest or something. But because of that low HP, the Sandstorm is just enough. I'm telling you, Pokemon is a game by inches, and every damage counts. There we go. We knocked out that Rillaboom. Still counts as a knockout. I think that's a great knockout there. We also noticed that... Did Indeedee get the damage for... Oh, shoot. I should have paid attention. Togekiss still slower than Indeedee, but... Melodic is sent out here. So this is great. Melodic is perfect to deal with against... like, Gastrodon loves to deal with Melodic. So I am going to go ahead and just hit double. I feel like at this point, I want to wait till Cinderace is no longer Dynamax. We are going to see the Max Flutterby. Max Flutterby is going to... Max Flutterby actually does help out a little bit here. It will knock out my Indeedee, but the thing here is also the special defense drop, which isn't great. But I do get off of Max Airstream, so I actually will outspeed next time around. Melodic will probably use... What would Melodic... If I was Melodic, what would I do? So Melodic uses Icy Wind, so we tie in the speed department. Luckily, I don't have to worry about freezes. So Cinderace is not... Okay, so I'm faster than Melodic. Cinderace still outspeeds me. Okay. Cinderace is at +1. So Cinderace... Alright, so I do have Gastrodon. Gastrodon is kind of revealed here to kind of mitigate any kind of crazy damage. And I think what I want to do here is Max Airstream the Cinderace again, in case Cinderace decides, hey, I'm going to... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do too much to Melodic. I think I'm just going to try to hit the Cinderace slot. And then with Gastrodon, I kind of want to protect here in case Cinderace tries to go for any big attacks here. I can deal with Cinderace outside of Dynamax. We're going to see the... so I protect. No protects on my opponent's side. Totally fine here. We get the Max Steel Spike. Totally fine here as well. Cinderace is at +1 in speed. This will also buff his defense. That will be enough to knock out Togekiss. Probably a protect there would have been a better shot. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can still win this. It's going to be... Steel Spike does make it where Cinderace is... Takes damage with the Life Orb. We do see the Hypnosis. It's a good call out, actually. That was a good call out. Melodic doesn't have Blunder Policy. Oh, it does have Blunder Policy. No, it has Leftovers. Interesting. Okay. So what Blunder Policy is a very interesting move. If you miss an attack, you actually get a boost in, I believe, your accuracy, making your moves even stronger in the long run. So Hypnosis could have been more accurate later. Cinderace is no longer Dynamax. It will probably outspeed Tyranitar here. I'm trying to think. What would Cinderace... If I was Cinderace, what would I do? Probably Iron Head. I could probably go for Crunch. I think Crunch would be helpful. Yeah, I'll Crunch the Cinderace, and then I'll Earth Power the Cinderace as well. Yeah, I figured as much. Thank goodness it went for the Gastrodon there. Tyranitar goes for the crunch, so this will be neutral on Cinderace. I don't get... no. Oh, it puts Tyranitar to sleep. I don't think that's that bad. I get the Earth Power off, and that's a knocked out Cinderace. Perfect. This is great. This is awesome. The Hypnosis on Tyranitar isn't as bad. I knocked out Rillaboom, so the biggest threat against Gastrodon is gone. It really depends on what the last Pokemon is. Because Melodic can't really touch Tyranitar right now. Because I lock you out of all of your water moves. So Togekiss is the last Pokemon to be sent out. It's actually kind of problematic for Tyranitar. Because Tyranitar actually does not have a hit against Togekiss now. But I would want to use Crunch and then Scald here. Tyranitar is fast asleep, unfortunately. We are going to see this Dazzling Gleam. The critical hits will kind of hurt here if we get a couple. We don't get any critical hits. Icy Wind comes out again, lowering speed. Yeah, so I'm going to have to deal with some speed drops here. Not a big deal. And I get a Scald off. Sandstorm's over. And Melodic will slowly recover its HP thanks to the leftovers, and I also will get some leftover recovery as well. So that'll help me survive one Dazzling Gleam next turn. Psychic Train is over. Yeah, locking myself into Crunch was kind of not a great move. If I had locked into Rock Slide, a lot better there, but not a big deal. Actually, I'm curious. Because I'm asleep, nah, Choice Scarf only allows Crunch. Yeah, it didn't negate it. Let me go ahead and hit Recover. Togekiss goes for that Dazzling Gleam again. Oh, that's a great question. Is there team ranked battles? So unfortunately, there isn't team ranked battles. We can't like dual battle at the same time against two other players. So we are kind of, and unfortunately, we'd only be able to play against other people. I don't know if multi-battle. I think multi-battle can be local. So if you and I are in the same room, we have two other trainers in the same room, we could like play together, but we unfortunately can't go online and play double battle. But welcome back, by the way. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no co-op online battling. Yeah, no co-op online battling, unfortunately. There is co-op online. There is co-op online raids, but that's it. All right, so we are going to see the Air Slash. A great call out there. Miss with the Hypnosis, and I flinched. So really trying to secure that ultimate victory there. I think that, yeah, I mean, it was really that I didn't preserve my own Togekiss for longer. Because even just an extra turn where Cinderace had to knock out Togekiss would have given my Gastrodon enough time to knock out the Cinderace and then have Tyranitar at the end. So, well played. I think I just misplayed that. I missed with the Hypnosis. Do I get a recover? I get a recover. Okay, let's keep on going. Yeah, so, by the way, though, with the new DLC in the Frozen Tundra, there is co-op raids, so we can actually catch legendary Pokemon together, which is cool. But, yeah, so if you're interested in co-op play for, like, a collaborative play like that, that is an option that will come up in the future. So, I'll go ahead and Protect, but I'm pretty sure that I'm preventing the, I'm just delaying the inevitable here. Yeah, I think a good battle overall. I think it was just more of, I should have been more mindful of Cinderace and preserving Togekiss in the long run. And seeing that, hey, it wasn't that Togekiss was going to do anything more, but the fact that he had a target would have been good enough for me to have brought in Gastrodon and then knocked it out with Earth Power. But anyways, let's go ahead and we'll try Scald one more, well, I don't know. I feel like at this point, so we get the Air Slash. Yeah, the crit with that too. But I'm really I avoid it and I get Recover. I mean, I'm trying to find my win condition here. And I think this is it, but I don't think I'm going to win. Melodic got all of his HP back. So I don't like running away because I feel like if I can get one win condition, I can win this. I'm going to try to Scald this Togekiss. Maybe I will get a critical hit here. I don't know. Something might happen. Yeah, Togekiss goes with that Dazzling Gleam again. Trying to get a higher base power here. And finally getting the sleep here with Hypnosis. Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And I'm still fast asleep. So it would be protecting and then getting enough leftovers recovery. So I will do that. Again, I'm delaying the inevitable, but I am trying to play to the highest win con possible. Okay. We'll get that knockout. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, it really did boil down to, like, I should have preserved Togekiss longer with that Max Guard. And I think that would have been plenty to have knocked out the Cinderace and not dealt with it. So, great match overall. I did call out the Rillaboom properly, but I didn't predict the endgame Togekiss to be a problem. And unfortunately it was. With the Choice Scarf, you are kind of locked into that. So, plus and minuses there, but something just to keep in mind. Anyway, so... oh no, the competition has ended, and so that's it. We are, so this is the this was the last battle that we had, the Armor Beginnings. It was actually a singles battle. I didn't realize that, and so I built a team for doubles and didn't work out. I played like one battle, but y'all, dang it, guys, that's the end of the competition. It is 5 o'clock on the dot on our end, so that's probably why. But that's okay. You know what? I have an idea. So what we can do is I can take a short break. We can still play. Let me ask the chat. Chat, do you guys want to still have Pokemon online battles? Because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. It just won't be the competition team. And if you guys do want that, we'll just take a small, quick commercial break. We can be right back. So chat, let me know. And if we want to keep on battling, I got a kind of cool team that we can try out, and we can hop in online and take it for a spin. But if not, then no worries. We can do something else, or I don't mind changing it up at all. Of course, yo, we got the Pokemon shirt on. Okay, awesome. In that case, I just need to update a graphic with the new team that I'm rocking. So if you guys don't mind giving me a moment, let me go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. So here's some listening music as we get that rolling. Alright, welcome back, guys. I am so excited to hop in with this new team, and I hope you guys are too. Long story short, to kind of prep you guys for what you're about to see, this team is based on the Series 6 rules, and so that means that top famous Pokemon like Togekiss, I know, we had a lot of wins with Togekiss, Tyranitar, and Indeedee are unfortunately unable to be used. However, we got an awesome team lined up here, and I hope you guys will enjoy getting to see them in action. This team actually helped me get into the Master Rank earlier this month, and so hopeful that this team will still put in the work. And with that, here we have, if you check it out on the right, we got Lapras, Cobalion, Gastrodon, Coalossal, Galarian Corsola, and Shiny Sneasel. So pretty interesting core here, and I'll explain how this works. So, main thing here is that Cobalion, a legendary from from Gen 5, and Coalossal, a newer Pokemon that was released in Gen 8, both have interesting abilities. Coalossal's ability, Steam Engine, allows it to get max speed. We're talking like, if you thought Tyranitar is fast, Coalossal with Steam Engine is like +6 in speed. It's the fastest you could ever get. Yeah, Lapras too. Lapras is great. I'll have to explain how Lapras kind of works in this game too. Coalossal has amazing speed here, and it just is insane whenever it gets hit by a water type attack. Now you notice Rock and Fire are both weak against water, so that is your risk. However, if you Dynamax it, you can take that hit well, and Weakness Policy activates, giving you +2 in special attack. Meanwhile, Cobalion has the ability Justify, and it actually resists fighting. It resists Dark, but with Justify, any Dark type attack boosts up Cobalion's attack by +1. So with these two Pokemon, how can you kind of make that ability really shine through? Enter Sneasel. Sneasel is actually caught from the Sinnoh region, and it has the Sinnoh Champion badge. And Sneasel has two attacks that are important here. Beat Up, I can use that on my own Cobalion to buff up my own attack. Or Surf, which I can also use on Coalossal to buff up my attack. And as you can tell by a base 74 special attack at level 100, Sneasel has terrible special attack, which is perfect. So I do minimum damage to hit Coalossal. Other things that Sneasel can do is with Water Absorb and Lapras, Sneasel can actually heal up Lapras thanks to Lapras' ability Water Absorb. Lapras also can Gigantamax, therefore using G-Max Resonance and adding a lot of defensive buff to my team. And then Gastrodon, the one that we saw in previous matches, has Storm Drain, allowing Sneasel to actually boost up Gastrodon's special attack. So there's a lot of different things we can use with Sneasel, and it's really an interesting glue. Yeah, a lot of tricky maneuvers there for sure. And so this team is very specially based for sure, which is one of the downsides, but really the opponent doesn't really have much to do, way to navigate that. And Corsola is great too, being able to deal with some of the physical heaters. The nice thing as well is that Gastrodon does really well in this metagame, especially because Rillaboom's not available. Rillaboom's one of the more popular Pokemon, and so you don't really see Rillaboom as often. And so that's the nice thing too, of like, the fact that I have to deal with Rillaboom less, makes it easier to deal with overall. So yeah, I'm always game to show my opponent, my team. Yeah, and it's shiny too. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that this Sneasel had the swag, for sure. So that was how it was built out here. This Sneasel for sure has the swag. So this team is really nice in kind of that surprise factor. But there's a lot of different things that can happen here. So it does a lot. There's a lot of glue. Sneasel also has the ability Inner Focus. A lot of people forget this. So that means you cannot fake out Sneasel. The reason why I didn't use this team in the main series was that Sneasel actually does provide a liability, because there are more ways to deal with it. And Dragapult would be a better candidate to helping out Coalossal in the long run. But I think in this case, it does help out. So, looking at this team, we have Lapras, Arcanine, Jolteon, Talonflame, Duraludon, and Dragovich. And this team seems so prime for the picking to go ahead and use the Sneasel Coalossal lead-in. I think at the end, because of how many physical Pokemon there are, Gastrodon and Corsola can end it. But really, I don't think the opponent has a way to deal with Sneasel, Colossal at the same time. Yeah, no fake outs can work. I'm not flinched thanks to Inner Focus. And so it's really nice to do that. Taunt is also super helpful as kind of like a little buffer space, being able to deal with the opponent here. So if Dragovish is sent out, we'll be able to handle it. Lapras and Duraludon is a perfect thing I want to see, because all this means is that I'm just going to beat Gmax Vocalith into the Lapras slot. The opponent has no way to deny me doing this. So I am going to go ahead and use Surf, hitting everyone. It's such an irony that the Lapras is the one weakest to, Colossal is the one weakest to Surf. And I'm just going to go ahead and Gmax Vocalith. Yo, what is up, Shiny Sobble? Nice to see you in the chat. Welcome. We just got done with a competition in Pokemon, the Players' Cup. The Players' Cup ended, so we no longer are here doing that, but we are in ranked battles using this Colossal team. Lapras does Gigantamax, but if I knock it out, then I've denied your Gigantamax here. I think the one thing you might do here, it's nice seeing you too, Sobble. Oh, you are too kind. Yeah, back in 2011 through 13, my brother and I used to be in the VGC circuit. I never won a competition, but my mother won Texas Regionals in 2011 and 12. We don't see anything coming out here. So, I will get this free Surf on my Colossal. I do the most damage to myself, but the Steam Engine is popped in, the Weakness Policy is popped in, and I am raring to go with this Colossal. There is no haze on this team, and I am just going to slam hard into this Lapras. Do I have a Shiny Sobble? Unfortunately, I don't Shiny Sobble. I don't have any Pokemon like a Shiny to give away, but if you're interested in a giveaway, I do have these GPs in the 5IV GPs, Adamant in Love Balls. Feel free to take one. Great for a competition to build it out. So Lapras is immediately knocked out, and we are going to get the Flash Cannon on the Sneasel. Doesn't really matter at this point. Sneasel has done its job, and I'm ready to run town with the Colossal. Gmax Vocalith does a lot of damage here, and it's going to put Duraludon in a tough spot, but really, yeah, the opponent just had no way to deny anything I could throw at him. We do see the Dragovish, and I don't, yeah, well, yeah, Dragovish doesn't outspeed anyway, so really at this point, I'm just going to nail the, yeah, I'm just going to beat Gmax Vocalith the Dragovish shot. The main thing here is to deny that and give me a special attack boost on my Gastrodon to help knock out this Duraludon. But yeah, the opponent just had no way to deal with this. I'm going to get off the Gmax Vocalith. This probably will knock out the Dragovish anyways. Done. Maybe if it had a Focus Sash or something. And we do see the Flash Cannon on the Colossal, but at this point it's just too much damage that Colossal has been dishing out. You lost your Dynamax early on, and we are going to see the Jolteon. So, yeah, I'm primed to win. I'm just going to go ahead and Earth Power the Duraludon, just be done with it. And I guess I'll just Max Vocalith the Jolteon. Even though I'm paralyzed, I mean, there we go. I'm okay. Yeah, Colossal is stomping for sure. Thank you so much for the offer, Sobble. I'm okay. I don't think that Neuron Gamer has Sword and Shield yet, so I am fine. But if anyone else in the chat would like a Shiny Gmax, feel free to take it. But on my end, I'm definitely fine. But thank you, though. And there we are, a clean 4-0, knocking out Will. Unfortunately, it really, I mean, that's the thing of the Colossal Sneasel lead. The thing here is that it's such a strong combo that if you don't have a way to stop it immediately, it's done, right? Yeah! I get Calcium. Awesome. Yeah, I'm curious to see the team. So Talonflame. We did see these safety goggles, Arcanine. There was Light Clay. Yeah, setting up the Gmax Resonance. Jolteon was here. Jolteon had Thunder, Volt Switch. Thunder's interesting. Was that because you wanted to buff up? Yeah, because you could set up Max Geyser. Okay, that makes sense. Dragovish with Choice Scarf. Didn't really matter. Yeah, all this is predictable. I like the Psychic Fangs. I think Psychic Fangs is good. And then you were Assault Vest. But because I am not... That's interesting. That's a bad nature. Because Duraludon is also known notoriously for being low in special defense. Doesn't use any attacking moves, so Modest would have been better. Because you're not using your attack anyways, you would want to lower that. So, great match overall. Yeah, there were just some problems there that the opponent they honestly didn't have a way to accommodate for it. We'll keep on climbing up. We did drop a lot of places in our standing just because we haven't been playing. So there are definitely a lot of trainers that have a better standing than me. But yeah, it only took us like 10 battles total to get all the 10 wins total. Alright, so we actually see a Sneasel on the other side here. Sneasel is going to be able to support the Terrakion. Terrakion being able to utilize the justified ability here. We see Rotom Fan, which is a very interesting and odd choice. We see Melodic, Hydreigon, and Sylveon. Yeah, the opponent really doesn't have a way to stop me from using Surf. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be great again. And I think then, using Corsola and Gastrodon in the back, Corsola can help deal with Terrakion at the end game. And I really want to knock out... I think knocking out Sylveon early on is going to be helpful. But yeah, I mean, I think Fernando is he's gonna be in for a rude awakening because, yeah, if we speed tie with the, so, the Sneasel, Terrakion lead can still be painful for him, for me to deal with, because it gives me in kind of a bind of like, do I expect a fake out? Well, no, that actually is helpful. I do need to knock out Terrakion. Oh, perfect. That's great. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and G-Max Vocalith again on Sylveon, and I'm going to hit Surf. There's nothing you can do to deny me this G-Max Vocalith. You can switch into Terrakion, but then Hydreigon is going to get chip damage. And I think the problem here is that, well, even then I'll just hit with Max Overgrowth next turn. You don't have status to slow me down. You decided Dynamax, okay. So that makes it easier to do a Terrakion in the long run. Hydreigon Dynamax is perfect because I actually did not want to deal with it now. Hydreigon also has really high special attacks, but honestly it's more of just like, let me finish off Sylveon now. Because Sylveon's special attack is really scary to deal with. I actually do have a Colossal in a Dive Ball, but I didn't give it the suit to G-Max it, and so this is a Colossal from an older event. But, I was like, I'm okay, I don't need to train another one up. So we are going to get the Surf. I hit myself, and I am running on Steam Engine. Do. Hey, no worries. It's years of training, man. Years of training. And honestly, it's just learning from other people. I enjoy watching a lot of battles and learning from people. And I think that's the main thing. Anyone can tell you. So Sylveon barely survives here, but honestly, that's not going to be a big deal. We are going to get the Max Quake. Okay, so I actually do respect this. That might be enough to knock me... Yeah, it's enough to knock me out. That's fair. That's fair. So, smart job on the Hydreigon recognizing that, and I think in this case, I should have preserved Colossal a little bit longer, but with the G-Max Vocalith, I can still win this. I feel confident in my ability to turn this around. Main thing here is that, okay, Mystical Fire is not a big deal. I'll take that. I will lose a little bit of my special attack, but not a big deal. Hydreigon will take some damage from the Volcalith, and so will Sylveon. So, yeah, there are definitely ways to counter the Colossal play out, and that was a great way to do that. Hey, you know, give and take, you know, for sure. But luckily here, because Colossal, okay, so Hydreigon versus, I mean, really is going to be, okay, so I send out Gastrodon, and they're going to send out Rotom. Okay. Hydreigon didn't reveal Life Orb, did it? I think the one thing I am worried about is if it does have, the one thing I do need to worry about, though, is if Hydreigon does have weakness policy. Because I might be activating it here, actually. Nope, no weakness policy. That's good. Rotom has the weakness policy. Interesting. So, I did lower its speed, but I don't think that's going to be as helpful. We're going to see the max darkness here. That's going to do a considerable amount of damage on that Gastrodon. And this Thunderbolt is actually going to be enough to knock out Sneasel. So that's going to be tricky to deal with. Sneasel is knocked out, and we do get the Scald off, but yeah, it was really I think I was overconfident there. I was a little bit confident with that one, but this one is definitely looking more towards I might lose this one. Really well thought out by my opponent, going for that Max Quake, and just saying, hey, look. So I replaying this. I think that if I targeted Hydreigon, would I have enough to have knocked it out? That's a good question. I don't know, actually. This is going to be tough because technically Hydreigon is going to be... I mean, Max Darkness hurts. So Hydreigon really does well in this format. Hey, take it easy, Sobble. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you in a bit. But... yeah, it was just, that was bad playing on my end. That was sloppy. And that was just me not knowing, not just assuming. Yeah, Corsola is knocked out. Like I said, the game's become more specially based, and Hydreigon's really good. Actually, now I want to use Hydreigon now. I hope this opponent shows me their team, because I actually do want to build one out. We are going to get the Shadow Ball at the end. Rotom Fan is an interesting choice. Just because, I guess it's more of to use Air Slash, because its ability is garbage. Levitate as a flying type Pokemon, you don't use it. But yeah, we lost. Please, Fernando, show me your Hydreigon. I want to see its stats. You can check out my team too. But yeah, that might have been a great opportunity to have used Lapras instead, and really worked there. Ah, dang it! You didn't show me your team! I would imagine it's boost, like, high special attack. So we'll look it up later. I'll build my own Hydreigon. I actually have a shiny Dino, so I can make one. But yeah, we'll have to do that for this format. Excuse me. Whew. Alrighty, so interesting Pokemon here. Dusknoir has everything that Dusclops can do. But the interesting thing is, why not just use Dusclops? I think it's because they also have Clefairy, so they wanted to free up the Eviolite here. Yeah, no. I agree. I agree. I would want to use. I want to use Hydreigon too. So definitely recommend. And also a Tailwind. Hydreigon is super fast too, so it's a really great Pokemon in that regard. I feel like the opponent knows what I can do, so I don't think that having Colossal Sneasel immediately is going to be a good call. Oh wait, I see something that could happen. Yeah, I could be eject buttoned out. So I feel like in this case, I kind of want to play it a different way. I think Lapras... I feel like Lapras Sneasel. No. I feel like Lapras... A lot of physical hitters, so Corsola could help. Colossal Sneasel. Okay. Yeah, true. Fairy-type moves are kind of scary, but the nice thing is, one, Hydreigon has Flash Cannon, so you can deal with fairies. And two, because you know that Hydreigon attracts Fairy-type Pokemon, this gives you a great opportunity to use Steel-type Pokemon. I.e., you know that Steelix that you were talking about earlier? Great opportunity to have Hydreigon pair up with Steelix. Steelix can help kind of mitigate the fairy damage that you're going to get and punish that hard. So, great opportunity to kind of work from there. Looking at this lead, actually, I wish that I actually did hit with Colossal earlier, but not a big deal. I think right now what I want to do is I'm going to try to aim this Hydro Pump at this Charizard, and I think I'm going to go ahead and set up Light Screen, making it easier for me to deal with special attacks. Charizard probably is going to try something like G-Max Wildfire. Actually, this might be a great opportunity, because if Charizard does G-Max Wildfire, I can figure out who he picks. And if he picks Colossal, then Colossal can get the speed boost from that. Which will be an interesting way. I won't get the weakness policy, but the speed boost alone would be really helpful. So we are going to see Charizard go ahead and Gigantamax here. I didn't feel confident already throwing out. We're going to see the Helping Hand. Totally fine. And we're going to see the Max Quake. Thank goodness. I think he was predicting I was going to switch into Colossal. I take that like a champ, which is awesome to see here. I get the Hydro Pump off. You have a weakness policy. That's good to know. And I set up Light Screen. Awesome! Cool. So, we learned a lot in this first turn. One, Charizard does not have a way to deal with Rock-type attacks. He doesn't have a Charity Berry or anything like that. Two, I can heal up my HP here and really just keep it a little bit slower, making it a lot easier. We're going to see another Helping Hand. This might be enough to knock out Corsola here. And we are going to see the G-Max Wildfire going into the Lapras slot. So that is enough for the knockout. Lapras is knocked out. Totally fine here. Lapras is going to be taking some damage there. And then I get off a Strength Sap here. Lowering Charizard's attack. And buffing up my own HP. Tricky thing here is because I did not get a double knockout. I do have Protect. So here's the problem. As I see it, it's an easier target for Max Quake. Aha! There you go. Okay. This is an odd way to do this. But what I'm trying to do here is I am not going to use the speed boost. I'm not going to do it. Because Charizard is easily going to go for Max Quake on my own Sneasel. Oh, and the slot that was Colossal. I survived, which is super helpful. Okay. Hang on, I got an idea. This is a crazy idea, but I think I can make this work. The idea behind this is Sneasel is going to go ahead and use Surf. Surf is going to hit everyone. I'm going to switch into Colossal now. Now, granted, I will be taking a lot of damage from Colossal, but I don't think that Charizard is going to expect me to switch right now. Because I'm gambling here. Because what Charizard... Exactly. That's... Sometimes you just gotta overthink... You don't gotta overthink it. Charizard's probably going to look at this and say, hey, I'm going to try to hit this Sneasel and knock it out. Clefairy also does not exert any pressure, so let's see what happens. Clefairy is withdrawn. That helps out. I'm able to get Urshifu in. I get a Surf off. Steam Engine is activated, so I will outspeed here. And get the weakness policy in. Charizard does go for the Scorching Sand and does predict it against Colossal. That will be enough to knock me out. So, unfortunate there. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Steam Engine. We need to do like a Thomas the Tank Engine, doo-doo, whenever he goes. But yeah, unfortunate there. I was unable to really maximize that. So, Corsola versus the world is going to be impossible to kind of make this work. But you know what? We'll try our best. Weakness Polygon Charizard is interesting. How would I have replayed it? I honestly felt that was... Okay, so we are going to get the Surging Strikes, and that's just going to ram right through us, thanks to those critical hits. Actually, I took that comfortably. I disable it. That's awesome. But Charizard can easily just go for a Blast Burn. That's going to be really strong here. I think what could have worked was if I switched in Lapras at the time that Charizard was doing that final Wildfire, probably would have been able to capitalize on that speed boost. And then going with the Steam Engines all aboard. Because you can also activate it by hitting yourself with a Fire type attack. The Weakness Policy just allows you to get a little bit faster. It makes sense, though, that the opponent would probably catch on to this. I'm not really surprised. I mean, it's a great trick, and it really does well, but if you figure out the strategy behind it, you can deal with Colossal easier. But we're going to get that Steam Engine going. Let's get a choo-choo in the chat. Choo-choo! We're getting that Steam Engine going. Let's go, let's go. And speaking of which, this team actually does give us an opportunity to do so. Main thing here is that if we knock out the Dragozolt, that will allow us to do so. I think the main thing here is that Klefki might try to use Thunder Wave, but as a prankster Pokemon using Thunder Wave against... Woo! We got the choo-choo in the chat. We got Sneasel able to be immune to that, so it won't work as well as the opponent might think it will. I think the problem here is that if I have two targets that I need to knock out, Primarina does put a bind here. So, oh, you know what? I kind of like this idea. Okay, let's get Choo-Choo in here and we'll get Sneasel, but then we're going to have Gastrodon and Corsola. Main thing here is that if Choo-Choo... Yeah, so the main thing here is that if I have problems with Colossal getting started with Sneasel, because I'm worried about getting hit by a really strong Hyper Voice from Primarina, I can try to mitigate the damage by sending in Gastrodon. If Primarina Dynamaxes goes to Max Geyser, Gastrodon takes that hit for it. So you're going to see Dragozolt and Noivern versus Sneasel and Colossal. Thing here is that neither Pokemon really exert pressure that I need it to. Noivern does find every item, it doesn't matter at this point. But Sneasel will be able to outspeed, and I can start the hit with the Vocalith. I feel like that's going to be our best bet here, even if it is that, even if it is Zoroark, it won't be enough to really power through. So, let's see what happens here. Zoroark doesn't really mean anything. We're getting this train going, we got the hype in the channel, we got the hype train, we going. We're making this work, but yeah, I honestly don't think the opponent has a way to kind of stop this from starting. I get to Dynamax for free. There's no switch-in that can help you here. I'm going to probably knock out your Dragozolt. The only thing you can do is set up Tailwind, but even then, Choo-Choo Train is going to be faster than the Tailwind. Super Feint, I think, fails on Dynamax. Noivern does Tailwind, fine. I get the Bolt Beak. I'll take that. Actually, that could have been how I would have lost. If Dragozolt used, I get a credit on myself. Choo-Choo had to take some damage here, but we're good, we're getting there. I think the thing here is that if Dragozolt used high horsepower, I would have lost. But here I'm just going to go ahead and use the G-Max Vocalith, and I'm outspeeding everything. I did like that idea. I think that a ground-type Pokemon with Tailwind as priority would be enough to knock out this combination. So, that's enough to knock out Dragozolt. and everyone is taking damage thanks to that Vocalith, and we're just climbing and making it work. Primarina is sent out, but Primarina is gonna be in for the shock of her life when I hit with this max overgrowth. I am going to go ahead and switch into Gastrodon anyways, just to make it easier for myself in case Primarina does survive for any reason, or Noivern finds a way to allow it to go first. But yeah, or if, like, let's say Overgrowth doesn't knock out Primarina, in case Primarina does go for something like Hyper Voice, I will still be able to take on this hit. We are going to see the Dynamax. Primarina is probably the one Dynamax. And if it goes for that Max Geyser, and I don't knock out with Max Overgrowth, I am protected here for at least one more turn, which is all I want, really. So we are going to see Primarina. Primarina is going to go into this Dynamax here. Noivern actually outspeeds, which is really scary. I did not anticipate that. But I get off the Max Overgrowth. Here we go. Choo-choo! We are spitting the seeds right out of our mouth. And Primarina doesn't get knocked out with that. And we see another... Oh, dang. She predicted. Dang, boys. That was clean. That was an intense knockout. And Gastrodon is knocked out here. Actually, thinking about it, I do want to change up this team. Because right now, at this moment, the move that could help me out is, oh, you know what? I still got it. I still got this. I think what I'm going to do here is go ahead and switch into Sneasel, right? Yeah, double Overgrowth. Yeah, these guys are getting smarter. I'm glad to see the game kind of change up. Colossal will most likely get knocked out by any attack that Noivern does at this rate. So I am going to go ahead and protect myself with Max Guard. Then with Sneasel, I'm going to go ahead and use Icy Wind to slow down Noivern. This will allow me to then outspeed Noivern later and knock it out. I will unfortunately lose the Overgrowth benefit, but I think in the long run, knocking out Noivern with a different way is going to be helpful. Noivern actually went with Flamethrower. Oh man, unfortunate, because if I use that to my advantage, I could have preserved Colossal a little bit longer. The speed drop will help though. And Primarina does the Max Geyser, I do protect myself there. Okay. Yeah, Sneasel's able to comfortably live the Flamethrower, which is nice thanks to that lowered special attack. So really here, I think what I want to do is try to knock out this Noivern. Colossal is probably not going to be able to do anything else after that. And then slow down the Primarina even further. I'm going to go ahead and use Icy Wind. So I get it off the Heat Wave. Of course Noivern avoids it. That's great. It doesn't do too much damage to this Primarina. No burns here. Noivern goes for the Draco Meteor on the Colossal slot, which is totally fine here. It's a critical hit on that. Oof, not great. Noivern is going to lower its special attack even further, so Colossal's out. And then we are going to get the Icy Wind again. Does a decent amount to Noivern. Not very effective on Primarina, but that lowered speed is going to be helpful in the long run. And here comes the Max Starfall. That should be enough to knock out my own Sneasel. Okay. Starfall is interesting because that means I can't status Primarina. I can kind of win this one. Noivern's knocked out here thanks to the Vocalith, which actually makes things a little bit easier in the long run. But yeah, I think that if Colossal was, if Colossal did hit Noivern and knocked it out, that would have given an extra turn for Colossal. So Zoroark is the last Pokemon to be sent out, which actually is the one Pokemon I didn't want to see. Now I don't want to see it, because Zoroark is actually going to be able to use Dark-type attacks against my own Corsola. I am going to try to knock out this Primarina with Nightshade, but yeah, Zoroark, oh, and it has Night Daze on top of that. Oh, that hurts. Can I disable it, please? No, why? I wanted to disable. That's kind of a jerk move. Ah, man. Nah, we needed to disable. The Night Daze is gonna hurt. Wait. Night Daze has an accuracy problem. If I can get through this accuracy, maybe we can make this work. Please miss. Night Daze, it doesn't miss. Gosh darn it. Unfortunately, Corsola is knocked out. And that is all she wrote, guys. Oi! Looking at that, yeah, we were close. I think we played that battle. That Primarina call on the Overgrowth was a great call. I think that was awesome. And that definitely did swing the tide in the opponent's favor. We got some protein, yay! Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. So we do have the Zoroark. Zoroark is max speed, Sludge Bomb, Night Daze. Yeah, 95. So we could have flipped the coin. Maybe we would have gotten lucky and lost. They might have lost in speed there. So we got Dragonzolt Expert Belt. It did not have high horsepower. That was interesting to see. Okay. We have the Primarina. Yep, Energy Ball is a very scary move indeed. Assault Vest actually. So no wonder it could easily tank in that Overgrowth. In fact, I do want to make this Primarina, so I'm going to steal this. I'm taking some screenshots. Modest Nature, okay. I'm going to take out his stats, and I'm going to take out the moves too. Okay. Noivern with Focus Sash. The Frisk is helpful. Porygon Z with Silk Scarf to boost up its, Hyper Beam to like obscene amounts. This one actually came from an event. I wonder which event it came from. BGC 20. Oh, so an event we could have downloaded. I'm surprised I didn't get one. Oh, this used to be the Porygon 2, but I think it's Porygon 2 now. And then Wide Lens. Reflect, Metal Sound. Oh, Metal Sound would be dangerous. I kind of like this Klefki. I'm gonna take some pictures here. I might use this Klefki. Okay. Cool. I kind of want to switch teams. I'm trying to see what other teams I have. Yeah, I know. I'm pummeling. We're pummeling. We're falling down. I like Goodra a lot. I feel like Goodra has a lot more options I can use. So I like the idea of Goodra. And that can replace Cobalion. That makes Sneasel's beat up not worth it. Great call out. Neuron Gamer, speaking the truth here. Follow your wants and intuition and go in with that. Neuron Gamer, by the way, going to give another shout out. It's a great channel if you're looking for mental health. Neuron Gamer utilizes games such as tabletop games, video games, and things like that to explore mental health, challenges and issues. Neuron Gamer is, I mean, and if you're like, oh, is this just a random guy saying it? Nah, man. Neuron Gamer straight up has a PhD. Yo, he got the degrees, let me tell you. So if you're thinking about somebody who is a great role model for how to really experience be able to take care of your mental health, highly recommend Neuron Gamer. But with that, so huge shout out to you. Definitely going to take your advice. And with that, I do feel my intuition is saying I need to change up the team a little bit. So we won't change out the stream layout just yet because we're going to use this time and license professional counselor. Yeah, he got the degrees, he's got the paperwork. So if you are looking for somebody who's going to be a great asset and learning more about how to take care of yourself, Neuron Gamer is a great resource for that. Definitely subscribe and check out that channel. I've been there for a couple of times, and I also will host the channel as well. So if I'm not streaming and Neuron Gamer streaming, you can also tune in on my channel and check him out. But I recommend just subscribing to him. Just go ahead and follow him, subscribe, all that good stuff. So directly support him. It's awesome to do this. So we're going to follow our wants and intuition. And I think our wants and intuition are saying, look, I need a little bit more support in dealing with against my opponent. So I don't know why I'm biking. I can just fly there. Let's go ahead and fly to Hammerlock. And Hammerlock is going to be super helpful in figuring out... thank you so much, man. Hey, friends supporting friends, you know. But Hammerlock is going to be helpful in changing up some Pokemon. I think the main thing here is that I want to support whenever... I think what happens here is that whenever Coalossal and Sneasel are combined together, but Sneasel falls short, or that combo falls short, then the whole team falls short afterwards. And I haven't really used Cobalion, and so I don't think Cobalion is providing as much benefit. The challenge here, though, is that with Beat Up, Sneasel doesn't do anything. I don't think I can teach Sneasel Fake Out, so... Wait, I might be able to. Okay, let's see at first. Maybe Sneasel can learn Fake Out again. Nope, I don't want it. No nickname ratings. Let's talk to you. Remember a move. What can Sneasel learn? Okay. Sneasel can learn Scratch, Quick Attack. Screech could help. But yeah, I would like to... I'm going to give up on Sneasel learning a move for now. Because Sneasel needs to learn Fake Out. How can Sneasel learn Fake Out? If another Sneasel knows Fake Out, then it can teach it. So let me see if I have a Sneasel with Fake Out. Already. Search. Meowth has Fake Out. Cruisin has Fake Out. Splitting has Fake Out. The Indidipid Grimmsnarls have Fake Out. Indeedee has Fake Out. That's interesting. Why would you... That's a weird move to have. It's because you set up your own Psychic Terrain. Mienshao has Fake Out. Rillaboom has Fake Out. I taught my own Rillaboom that. Meowth and Indeedee do as well. And Meowth as well. Does the Rillaboom from the battle boss have Fake Out? Which Rillaboom has Fake Out? It wasn't my battle Rillaboom, but I think my battle one can learn Fake Out if it wanted to. Okay. So I don't have Fake Out on Sneasel yet. So if I do switch out... Okay, hey, here's another thing. What would the support for Assault Vest... Goodra, Assault Vest, okay, cool, perfect. Put it on T3. Definitely want Goodra. Okay. So if Sneasel still supports Coalossal, what can Sneasel learn to help support the other Pokemon? I could technically teach Sneasel like an actual attack. Sneasel seems strong enough to learn an attack. What can it learn? It can learn Knockoff. Knockoff a TM. Can't learn Ally Switch. Attract. Attract would be interesting. Maybe. It knows Beat Up already. Beat Up, it doesn't have as much utility. Can't learn Body Slam. That would be a good one. Paralysis. Can't learn Breaking Swipe. Brick Break could break screens. That could be helpful. Can't learn Bulldoze. It can learn Calm Mind, which isn't going to be helpful. It can't learn Close Combat. Can learn Dark Pulse. Can't learn Crunch. Can't learn Darkest Lair yet. Can learn Dig. Encore would have been great. Encore would definitely be helpful. Endure doesn't really help. Facade doesn't help. Fake Tears does, though. Because what Fake Tears does, yeah, I like Fake Tears a lot. What Fake Tears does is it lowers... Oh, Volcarona! Yeah, actually! Oh, I love that idea! Yo, shout out to Neuron Gamer for the suggestion. Volcarona has a ton of power in this metagame. Can't learn Energy Bomb? Oh, no, it's Giga Drain. Right. Volcarona actually has a lot of power in this metagame. I think if I went with Volcarona, the one thing that is tricky, because there is an item clause, is that Volcarona and Sneasel would both compete for the Focus Sash. What if they didn't? What if I didn't give Sneasel the Focus Sash? What if I gave Sneasel Choice Scarf? Oh my gosh. That's so weird. But the weirdness of it might be helpful. Yo, Neuron Gamer, Smart choice here. Yes, let's do it. Okay, this is weird. We're gonna play this very weirdly, but I'm gonna experimentation. Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna bring Volcarona here. Volcarona is gonna have Bug Buzz, Fiery Dance, Protect, and Hurricane. That allows me to fire off max airstreams. I'll be able to hit with a lot of. Yeah. What would you least expect? Yes, sir. But Volcarona can use the Focus Sash here. I'm gonna take it from Seeking. Seeking's not on the team right now. Well, actually, I could have taken it from Sneasel, but not a big deal. Meanwhile, because Tyranitar can't be used right now, who else has a Choice Scarf? I know Tyranitar does. Where you got Tyranitar? T-Tar. Oh, there's your Choice Scarf. Who else has a Choice Scarf, though? No one else does. It's just T-Tar. Okay. Excuse me. In which case, I'll give this Choice Scarf to Sneasel. Weird, I know. But the idea behind this is that Sneasel will guarantee outspeed everything. You can't fake it out. And then Volcarona can run shop too. That's really cool. I like this idea a lot. Oh my gosh. This is so smart. Oh, wait, I got an idea. What if we don't use Colossal at all? Yep. Okay. I think I like this a lot. Okay. This is crazy. This is crazy, but we're gonna do something unprecedented. We're gonna have a team where Colossal isn't. Okay, so the idea is we weakness policy your Volcarona. Volcarona is really fast. It then goes with Fiery Dance, Bug Buzz, Hurricane, and Protect. I can use Max Flares. I can use Bug Buzzes, Max Flutterbys, and I'm just gonna ram shot with everything. So we're gonna go ahead and move this to Volcarona. Sneasel is able to Choice Scarf. We still keep Colossal in the team. Okay. Okay. The cogs are turning. The cogs are turning. Yeah, you've seen the ideas turning. Oh my gosh. But we're gonna... You know what? And here's the deal. Let me ask you guys this question. We're gonna bring it into the intro. We're gonna bring it into the full screen camera real quick. Why does... And I'm gonna pose a question here. Why does Choice Scarf Tyranitar work? Choice Scarf Tyranitar works because it's still effective, but it uses something that is not expected, right? And so what we're going to do here is change the expectations from the opponent and use that confusion to maximize our power. So, with that, I think I have an idea of what this team is about. This team is going to use Sneasel's speed to set up my strongest attackers and really hit the opponent hard. And so with that, I am going to have Volcarona for sure in here. I still want Gastrodon for sure. Any preference on which Gastrodon we want? We got the Eastern Sea and we got the Western Sea. So we got the pink one and we got the blue one. Either one works. Yes! That's right, yes sir. Neuron Gamer said it best. Subverting the expectations and attack with guerrilla strategies. One mind, any weapon, one team, any fight. Absolutely. And the main thing here is to really just subvert all expectations. So, Volcarona is going to have the weakness policy. Sneasel is going to set up the weakness policy thanks to its Choice Scarf and Surf, which is barely going to do anything, and we're going to hit hard. Then Sneasel can switch out and then use Fake Tears later on in the match. The nice thing here is that Fake Tears is not a Dark-type Pokemon, aren't immune to Fake Tears, because I am not a Prankster Pokemon using this. Goodra is a great kind of buffer, and so Goodra can actually switch in for Sneasel if I just need to take a hit and then come back out. Corsola is still going to be that defensive buffer I might need. So if Sneasel needs to switch out and have Corsola come in, Corsola can take that defensive hit. So special defense, defense. Lapras, I don't think I'm going to use Lapras, but I think I'm going to use Colossal in a different way. And I think the way that I want to use Colossal is not Focus Sash. It's Focus Sash, I have to take a hit to use it. I think the way I want to use Colossal is, Assault Vest is tough because Goodra has Assault Vest. Choice Scarf, Life Orb. Life Orb. Just damage output out the wazoo with that. Yes. There you go. That would be the substitute because I can't have weakness policy to boost it. I'll have Life Orb. And that also helps deal with any stat lowerings or things like that. And then finally, I think Gastrodon still. I still want Gastrodon. So let's go ahead and still keep Gastrodon. We'll switch it with Lapras. So we got to switch out the icons for Lapras and we got to switch out the icons so Goodra and Volcarona are on the dock here. But we will be right back shortly. I love this idea. Neuron Gamer, thank you for the suggestion. In fact, this might be a great way to use whatchamacallit, Hydreigon as well, activating that weakness policy. So, little different things going on here, but let's give it a whirl. I'll be right back after this quick commercial break to update the graphic. What is up, everyone? We are back. We got the new team courtesy of our good friend Neuron Gamer. Thank you so much for the suggestion on Volcarona. I am so excited to use Volcarona. One of my absolute favorite Pokemon, and now we get to use it in a competition here. What we're going to do is, basically, the idea behind this is, usually whenever you see Sneasel and Colossal, you think that Sneasel is going to use Surf to activate Colossal's power, and the Colossal is going to start ramming with Steam Engine. Rather, we're going to go ahead and feel confident and using Sneasel with Volcarona instead being the premier partner. Sneasel will still use Surf, but the idea here is that Volcarona will start firing off really strong attacks thanks to weakness policy. That sounds awesome. Yeah, no, enjoyed dinner, man. Yo, by the way, Neuron Gamer, what you guys got planned for dinner? I got leftover pizza, so I'll probably be eating some of that for sure. But, yeah, let me know how you and Kitten Fanes are enjoying dinner and what you guys end up getting. But the main thing here is that Volcarona, I will then have Sneasel use Fake Tears to make it easier for Volcarona to get some of these key knockouts. If I need some defensive buffers, I have Corsola, Goodra, and Gastrodon, who both exert offensive and defensive pressure. Alright, that's just sometimes the scary thing about going overtly defensive, is that you can run into... There you go. So, hey, that's the beauty of it. I feel like today's theme has been surprises. Like, I was surprised that I was continuing battling today and having a great time with y'all. And even with the losses, like, I've been having a blast, which is awesome. But the nice thing here is that Goodra, Gastrodon, and Corsola provide some defensive buffers. So I'm really excited to see how this team plays. A lot of great Pokemon here as we get this hype train going. Let's go. Volcarona is a great call out too. An awesome Pokemon as far as the high special attack and speed. And that really makes it great. So here we are. We're going to see Talonflame come up. Also with Crocodile, Frostlass, a very interesting choice here. Gothitelle, Ferrothorn, and Primarina. So I think what we can do here is let's go ahead with the Volcarona Sneasel tactic. And let's go with Gastrodon and Goodra. I think what Goodra does well is with the high special attack, special defense, allows me to take on some hits. And that will be very helpful, especially against Ferrothorn. Being able to come in on a grass type move and things like that. And because the opponent has Ferrothorn, it seems probable that Primarina also doesn't have a grass type move. So that we'll use that to our advantage. Excuse me. So we are actually not bringing the Choo Choo Train here, but without the Choo Choo Train, I will be interested to see what my opponent does to try to counter my attacks here. Something I wouldn't be surprised at is that Talonflame goes for like a Brave Bird and then maybe another priority move into Sneasel, like Sucker Punch and Brave Bird. I think that would be a great combo to kind of prevent Sneasel from doing anything. But even if that was the case, with the Volcarona usage, I would be able to use something like Max Flutterby to be able to hit my opponent hard. And lowering that special attack is going to be great. The opponent also doesn't really have a way to capitalize on load stats, so that will be helpful here. Lash Out might happen, but I could target the Crocodile early. So we're going to see Talonflame and Gothitelle, which actually is great for me, because I don't mind dealing with Gothitelle, versus Volcarona and Sneasel, the Sinnoh champion. Gothitelle does have access to Thunder Wave, and so I'd rather Gothitelle not do that. So we're going to go ahead and Max Flutterby. No, you know what? I kind of want to deal with... I feel like what's going to happen... Yeah, I'm going to Max Flutterby... No. Max Airstream the Talonflame. Fake Tears the Talonflame to guarantee that I can knock it out. Because something could happen where Talonflame goes and does Brave Bird, or it might actually just go ahead and use Max Airstream on its own. Yep. So I don't need Sneasel to pop it open. And the Max Airstream will allow me to outspeed Talonflame in the long run. Lumberry could also be an option on Volcarona, but I think the weakness plus would be nice here. I should be able to survive at least one attack from from Talonflame. We're going to see the Fake Out, actually, which is an interesting choice here. But I'm inner focused. He didn't realize that, and so that's going to be very detrimental. Talonflame is going to use Max Flare on the Sneasel, which is fine here. So Sneasel is knocked out early, but I do get off my Fake Tears, and with that, I will go into this Max Airstream, which is going to do a considerable amount. Maybe it's knockout. It's not a knockout yet, but I do outspeed Talonflame now. Cool, and with that, I think Goodra would be a great option here. So with that, yeah, I could, I think knocking out Talonflame will be helpful. And then I can go ahead and use Dragon Pulse on the Goodra slot, or the Gothitelle slot, rather. Talonflame does max guard, unfortunate there. If I did go after the Gothitelle, that would have been helpful. But I am going to get this Dragon Pulse off. As long as Gothitelle doesn't do anything dumb like Thunder Wave, we should be okay. Does a decent amount. We are going to see Trick Room come up. But Trick Room is a bad thing for you. Because Goodra underspeeds your Talonflame. So I should be able to knock it out, especially with that lowered special defense. Perfect! Look at that. That is a turn I want to see. And I am able to knock out this Talonflame here. Wow, that is a great turn. And we're going to get this Max Flutterby, which will lower Gothitelle's special attack. But it doesn't matter, we just get the knockout on Gothitelle anyways. Crit with that, just to seal the deal. And we are able to knock out Gothitelle. But dang, look at that. We are doing a great job here. Let's go. Volcarona putting in the work. Opponent is thinking about this one. We did it, guys. It's not a good stream. It's not a stream without the Rage Quit. Let's go, Volcarona. Woo! We got the Rage Quit on Volcarona. But honestly, I think it was just the opponent didn't realize that I had inner focus, which saved me from the headache of a Fake Out. And they probably overplanned for Colossal, thinking, hey, I can knock out this the Talonflame earlier. But yeah, that was a great match. We take those. We take those. And yeah, the Fake Tears tech was amazing. Oh my gosh. Smart play there. And that actually gives Sneasel a lot more assistance against like Colossal. Like, I'm not dead weight after Colossal gets powered up. I can use Goodra. And if Goodra is my Dynamax Pokemon of choice, Fake Tears helps out there. Gastrodon, Fake Tears helps out there. I think the one thing is the opponent, it has to be very specially defensive inclined. And there are less Pokemon that are specially defensively based than physical. So we got a lucky, man, look at that. That was a great one. I love that Rage Quit, man. Every time it gets me. Makes me happy, makes my heart sing. And it was the first time working with this team. Alright, so another trainer's fine, Danny Z. Danny, what do you have for us in this battle today? Danny is rocking a Sylveon, Arcanine, Alolan Ninetales, Dusclops, Dragovish, and Hitmontop. Hitmontop is very interesting because that's a lot of max wide guard support. Luckily, I don't use as much spread damage here. Yay, what's up, Kitten Fangs? How you doing? Kitten Fangs, I actually didn't realize you are not a mod on this channel. Oh my gosh. Yes, you are now a moderator. There you go. We're gonna fix that real quick. But yeah, this team is interesting. Aurora Veil can come up. But I feel like with Sneasel, we can kind of bypass that and start hitting hard. Now, how do I hit hard here? I don't think that Dragovish is going to be... So I think Sneasel, Volcarona with Gastrodon and, yeah, Goodra at the end to deal with the special attackers. Most likely, Sneasel will be able to use Fake Tears on the Alolan Ninetales, and I'll be able to hit it. If that doesn't happen, if it's Ninetales and Dragovish, I can at least set up Max Flare and then call that out. So we are going to see the Hitmontop Ninetales, which is totally fine here, because it's going to be Sneasel and Volcarona. Snow Warning is popped in. Do you outspeed? Okay, so yeah. So you know I'm hitting her focus. Hey, no worries at all. All good, all good. I wonder what I would want to do here. Because Ninetales is going to be the bigger threat. Do I outspeed Ninetales naturally? Is the question. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to Fake Tears here. Because Hitmontop can easily hit Wide Guard, and that would prevent any... Ooh, Alfredo pasta and breaded chicken. That sounds so good. You know, I'm so tempted to just, like, throw out the pizza and go for it. To go, like, to, like, an Italian restaurant and get that. That sounds so good. Breaded chicken and Alfredo pasta. Let's go. So we do get the Fake Tears off. This will be enough to do some damage here with that special defense. We're going to get the Max Flare here. So, luckily here, it does activate the weakness policy on Ninetales. Oh, it does activate the focus sash on Ninetales, I'm so sorry. But I, luckily, Warrior Veil fails because I use Max Flare first. We do get the Rock Slide. That's a lot of damage, but the great thing here is that you popped open my own weakness policy, so thank you, Hitmontop. I really appreciate that. Now I'm in a prime position to get 2 KOs here. I'm going to use Icy Wind, and I'm going to use Max Airstream on Hitmontop. This is great. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This is an explosive turn 1 that I was looking for. I am primed to get 2 KOs here. Hitmontop is going to withdraw, trying to use its usefulness in the long term. That's fine, because I'm actually going to hit you pretty tough, pretty strongly here. I get the Icy Wind off. Icy Wind is enough to knock out Ninetales. I lower Dragovish's speed, which can be helpful-ish, but I don't think it's as necessary. And I do get a Max Airstream off of Dragovish, so I actually do outspeed here. I actually just knock it out, which is fine. So I still get my 2 KOs, which is great. And I get a speed boost there. Dragovish is knocked out, and I get one more turn of Dynamax. So, if you choose Hitmontop, I mean, I'm probably just gonna... I can knock out Hitmontop. Sylveon is sent out. Sylveon's a bigger threat. I'm gonna knock out Sylveon, actually. And here comes Hitmontop. So, most likely, Hitmontop is gonna try to target, Volcarona, which is totally fine here. I don't mind losing Volcarona here, because Volcarona has done its job. So we're going to go ahead and Fake Tears this Sylveon to guarantee I can knock it out. I'm going to go ahead and Max Flare this Sylveon. Because Hitmontop versus Gastrodon and Goodra is going to be a big deal. It's not a big deal, it's no problem. So we are going to see the Dynamax. Is it from the Hitmontop? I think it's from the Sylveon, actually. So I am glad I went for this play of Max Flare to try to knock this out now. So we are going to see the Hitmontop Dynamax. Interesting choice. That means I don't have to worry about priority or anything of the sort getting in the way here. Hitmontop might actually Dynamax to Max Guard. We're going to see the Fake Tears come out into the Sylveon slot. And we are going to get the Max Flare off. Just guaranteeing that knockout. And Hitmontop goes for the Max Rockfall, but it's a little bit too late for him. Because even though you will knock out this Volcarona, got 3 KOs this battle. 3! That's all I needed. I got all the KOs I need. And now, Hitmontop is going to be, he is going to have to deal with Sneasel's Fake Tears with Goodra and Gastrodon in the back, really just putting on just immense offensive pressure here. And Hitmontop has to deal with the damage from its own Sandstorm. So here I'm just going to go with Goodra, and we're just going to keep on going. Here comes Goodra. Yo, a huge shout out to Neuron Gamer for this amazing suggestion. I've always loved using Goodra, and I'm so happy that we could make this work and turn the Colossal team upside its head and really scare people. We're going to see the Max Knuckle come out from Hitmontop, probably going to knock out that Sneasel. But Sneasel's already done its job too. I got the Fake Tears off. Hitmontop can't switch out, and it's going to be taking a lot of damage from this Dragon Pulse. And here comes Dragon Pulse. Look at all that damage. Hitmontop is going to take damage from the Sandstorm too. I mean, we just making this work. And now Hitmontop has to make a decision. Does Hitmontop say, hey, look, I'm going to target Gastrodon, or I'm going to target Goodra? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and use, you know what? I'm going to use Scald in case I need to burn it. And I'm going to use Dragon Pulse. Like, this is it. Hitmontop is going to use that Max Knuckle, and it's going to go after Goodra. Goodra can survive. I won this. Check this out, folks. Here, we're going to lower the gameplay volume just a little bit because Dynamax explosions usually are pretty loud. And handedly, we defeat Hitmontop. Oh my goodness. What is this? This was great. That Volcarona Dynamax early on in-game was perfect. Outspeeding the Ninetales and hitting it with the Max Flare to deny the Aurora Veil. And then, punishing Hitmontop. And just being like, hey, a weakness policy activated, and I can survive your Rock Slide. Sylveon did have that spray, so I'm glad I decided not to let it attack. Calm Mind is interesting as well as Detect. We had the Pastel Berry Arcanine, interesting choice there. We have Ninetales with Focus Sash, yeah, expected. It was Modest Nature. So Volcarona did outspeed, which was awesome to see. Dusclops with Eviolite. Dusclops actually would have been a little bit scarier. I think that would have been the key here to win. Dragovish, didn't really do anything. I knew how to deal with it, easy enough. And then we have Hitmontop. Eject Pack with Hitmontop, so if I did attack it, Hitmontop would have switched out of battle. If its stats were lower, it would have switched out. Interesting. Yeah, Fake Out didn't matter. Rock Slide I was able to handle well. Yeah, so great battle. That was awesome. Really, just like turning the expectations up onside their head and making it work. I'm now dedicated. I think I want to build a Volcarona team fully with Sneasel. I like the Colossal. I think Colossal is needed to still make Sneasel work and surprise the opponent here. So we're gonna see Aqua. Aqua comes in with a pretty similar team here. We see Porygon Z actually instead. We have Dragovish, Talonflame, Ninetales, and Moonkiss. I really do like Sneasel. Sneasel's speed is unparamount. There's not many things that can outspeed it. Urshifu could be the water-based one, so I do like Gastrodon, and it especially helps with Dragovish, and then Goodra at the end. I feel like the same team is going to be helpful. Especially with the special attackers. With the physical attackers, I feel like I can mitigate that. And really, Amoonguss might not want to play. Amoonguss has to deal with both Colossal and the potential for Volcarona. And Amoonguss might be like, I don't want to deal with that. Also, I'm immune to its Grass-type moves. And so if I really am worried about Gastrodon getting hit there, I can switch into Goodra and handle that. I am actually surprised I didn't use Goodra in the actual contest I was in. I think Goodra would have been a great asset, but yeah, Goodra instead of Indeedee. So we're going to see Dragovish and Talonflame, which is totally fine. I think in this case, all I want to do now is I'm going to switch out Sneasel into Gastrodon, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit off a Max Airstream into the Talonflame slot. This will allow me to match the Tailwind and start doing some big damage here. If Talonflame next turn decides to Brave Bird, or decides to Brave Bird now, I should be able to handle that hit, get a weakness policy up, and power through. Talonflame usually doesn't carry Focus Sash. But yeah, I think the opponent... Yeah, Dracovish is tough because right now it's limited to just using Choice Scarf, but once it has Sand Rush, we're in a world of hurt. Because the opportunity to switch around and things like that, it's just going to exponentially make it stronger. Dracovish is actually going to switch out, which is totally fine here. And we are going to get a Moongus. So I'm going to switch out as Sneasel and I get Gastrodon in. But really, with the max, I think the question here is that would max Airstream from... Well, definitely with weakness policy I should be able to knock it out, but... Let's see what the opponent tries to do or respond with. So we're going to get Tailwind up. And I'm able to knock out Talonflame, which is awesome to see. Get a critical hit on top of that. And I get a speed boost with Gastrodon and Volcarona. Talonflame is going to be knocked out here. The speed boost might give me... Porygon Z is going to be sent out. Okay. So what I kind of want to do here is switch out Gastrodon for Goodra to be able to take out any attack that might be coming that way. And then I am going to max Flutter by the Porygon Z. The idea behind this is to lower its special attack and make it easier to deal with in the long run. I do also have to worry that Amoonguss could try to spore my own Volcarona. But the thing is, Amoonguss doesn't know that I don't have Lumberry or Safety Goggles or anything like that. So, even if it Rage Powders, the fact that I get to fire off a Max Flutterby does put a kind of a damper on Porygon Z's damage output, which is what I'm hoping for here. So we're going to see the Dynamax, so Porygon Z is not going to be switching out. Yeah, so it really depends. If the opponent did try to target Gastrodon or Amoonguss, then we're in a good spot. Porygon Z is going to Dynamax here, get all that HP. I am not Focus Sash. We're going to get a Rage Powder, which is totally fine by me. I will definitely take that. But I do naturally outspeed here. Oh, no, I don't outspeed. Ooh, that's not fun. Goodra is going to be taking a considerable amount of damage. Thank you for the Assault Vest. Thank you for the Assault Vest. Even though I did not outspeed, that is totally fine here. Volcarona is going to lose its speed, and I will lose some... Porygon Z will lose some of its HP, but hopefully with its Max Flutterby, this will be enough to kind of put kind of a little bit of damper in the next attack that Porygon Z is going to throw out. Okay. Here, I do want to double up in the Amoonguss slot. I am going to use Dragon Pulse, and I am going to use Max Flutterby on the Amoonguss again. Amoonguss does use the Rage Powder, which is totally fine by me. And I'm going to get another Max Strike. Who is it going after? Is it the Volcarona? Perfect! Volcarona takes that like a champ. I might lose my... speed here, but I'm lowering Porygon Z's special attack like nobody's business. And here comes another Max Flutterby. This is going to be great. Does good damage here. Able to knock out this Amoonguss, which is perfect. And there you go. We're going to bring Porygon Z special attack even lower, making those Max Strikes not as impressive. Here comes the Dragon Pulse. It's going to do some nominal damage here. So great pivot there, and really making Volcarona's Dynamax moves count. Dragonfish is sent out. Sending in Gastrodon seems to be a very predictable move, and so right now I kind of want to figure out if it will or not. So I am going to protect the Volcarona and just go ahead and use Dragon Pulse with Goodra. I am curious to see what Porygon Z who will target, but I'm not fearful of it. I feel like I can make this work and kind of work with it. Dragovish is put in a tough spot. It has to choose, do I go with the Outrage or not? So Volcarona I am going to protect. Just want to give myself one more turn here. We are going to see the Crunch actually into the Goodra slot. I am able to take that like a champ. I do lose my defense here, and we are going to see one more Max Strike. Is it going to be against Goodra? That's Volcarona. Perfect. That gives Goodra a free turn to use Dragon Pulse. Porygon Z still loses HP, and here comes a Dragon Pulse from Goodra, hitting on this Dragovish. Man, that was a lot of damage there. The Tailwind is over. And so, hence why probably right, Porygon Z was able to outspeed. And so here, I don't think that Goodra is going to need to do anything else. I'm going to go ahead and hit this Dragovish. And then I'm going to switch into Sneasel. Sneasel's pretty good too. Sneasel can easily do things like Icy Wind or whatever. And that would be enough to knock out this Dragovish. Or I could do something like Fake... Yeah, I'd probably do something like Fake Tears into the Porygon Z. Here comes Sneasel, the Sinnoh champion. And yeah, man, this team just feels so great. Here comes Crunch. It'll be enough to knock out Goodra, but not a big deal here. Goodra's done its job. And Porygon Z is going to use Dark Pulse. That attack is going to do nothing against Sneasel, who takes that like a champ. Porygon Z still loses HP. And then here we go. We're going to have Volcarona and Sneasel. Thing here is that Dragovish can't double target. So I get to knock it out for free. I'm going to go ahead and use Bug Buzz, and I'm going to go ahead and use Icy Wind. So Dragovish can hit Volcarona, but in the end of the game, means nothing. Porygon has to use something like Hyper Beam. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I get to use Volcarona again. It's been so long since I've used Volcarona on a team, and this means so much to have Volcarona back. One of my absolute favorite Pokemon. We are going to see the Crunch. Crunch is enough to knock out Volcarona. Do I leave a parting gift of Flame Body? I do not, but not a big deal. I get an Icy Wind off. I knew that was going to happen anyways. That is enough to put the damper on Dragovish. Porygon Z's attack special speed is down, but really not a big deal. Do I get a Hyper Beam? No, it's just another Dark Pulse. But at -2, it's not going to do anything. And Porygon Z will continue to lose HP thanks to the Life Orb. Cool. So it's just Gastrodon and Sneasel versus Porygon. I think what I want to do here is... yeah, I do want to scout for a potential Hyper Beam. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to protect and use Icy Wind one more time. So the idea behind this is that I don't, you know, invoke anything like, oh, here's a Hyper Beam, trying to knock out Gastrodon. Yep. Figured as much. I want to make sure that I can knock it out within the next few turns. So I am going to go ahead and hit the Recover button. Just to really seal the deal here. And I will go with, I think, yeah, I don't need Big Tears, I'll just use them. No, I will boost my own special attack here with Surf. There we go, just guaranteeing that victory, you know? Porygon Z is going to use that Hyper Beam. And it's going to be a strong attack, but with -2 special attack, that's probably not going to be enough. Oh my gosh, it was! With the critical hit, Porygon Z found it! And Gastrodon is knocked out. Oh my gosh, that is kind of scary. But luckily here, thank you to the Icy Wind, we were able to win this. So we'll go ahead and just click, wait, hold it. 95 accurate. We're going to make sure that we knock out this Porygon Z. Oh wait, duh. Hyper Beam requires you to rest a turn. But... And... do you guys believe this? Sneasel wins the game. I gotta record this. I gotta save that. We defeat Aqua. Out of anyone that we could defeat, we defeat Aqua with a Surfing Sneasel. Wow, what a match. That was awesome. That was great. But really, it was just that adaptability and playing through that. We get some protein there. And, yeah, I'm actually curious. I want to see what's up. So we do have the safety goggles, Talonflame, allowing it to not worry about Amoonguss. We have Dragovish with, Fishious Friend. I am glad that I said, hey, you know what, Goodra has done its job. Porygon Z pretty much knocked it out, dealt with it already. I am surprised it used Dark Pulse. I think the reason why is that Porygon Z wanted to milk for potential flinches, but I think that Thunderbolt would have been a better ability anyways. We had Urshifu with Choice Band. Urshifu probably would have been more scary to deal with, but I convinced it enough not to mess with me. And then we have Ninetales, which wasn't used at all. I had Fake Tears as well, so it also used something similar to what I did. And then Payapa Berry to reduce Psychic, but really, I don't know if that helped in this matchup. But yes, oh my gosh, look at that victory. Let's get those emojis in the chat. The choo-choo train of success is rolling. This is the event Amoonguss as well. I have that Amoonguss too. Yeah, we'll go ahead and continue battling here. And we'll do a couple more here. Man, look at that. Getting back to the 7, actually we were a higher rating than when we started. So, woo, shout out to that. Volcarona, still the queen. I used Volcarona in my very first VGC team. 2011, back in the day. And it means so much to use her here now too. But now we got an interesting choice here. We got Meowstic, Mamoswine, Sylveon, Goodra, Boutland, Boltland, and Talonflame. This team screams. Volcarona can take a lot. And if I can deal with Sylveon early, that gives Goodra and Gastrodon a way to win in the endgame. So I'm going to go with that. Goodra, Sneasel, and Gastrodon and Goodra. The Gastrodon Goodra, the Gooey Boys. Oh, the Gooey Boys! Yo, that's their nickname. Gooey Boys in the house! Sneasel is really great. If I just... the only problem with going to Weavile, if I decide not to use Colossal, is that Weavile doesn't... loses inner focus. That's what would make Weavile a lot better than Sneasel. But, anyways, we are going to see the opponent going to lead off with Meowstic and Mamoswine. Oh, looks like my battery is low, so I might need to get the charger there. Versus Volcarona and Sneasel. So, this is kind of nice in the fact that I can aim to hit Mamoswine early. I kind of want to do that now, and then I can try to double up with Fake Tears. Meowstic can't fake it. The way that Meowstic would have to play this is it would have to fake out one of the two. None of them can be faked out with this. So it might expect that. We are gonna. It could also Thunder Wave here, which would be problematic. But if it did, yeah, Mamoswine won't be. I don't think it will have enough to knock out Volcarona. Mamoswine does get Thick Fat, but I do overpower that thanks to the Fake Tears that might come out. So Mamoswine actually protects here, so not necessarily a bad part. We're going to see the Fake Out into the Volcarona slot, which is fine. I Flame Body it, which is helpful. And then the Fake Tears doesn't work, but I do get the Max Flare out. Sun is up, but do I activate a weakness policy? I do not. Okay, I'm trying to think. I feel like I can knock out Meowstic later, so I am going to Fake Tears into the Meowstic slot. Mamoswine is going to switch out, which is totally fine here. And Sylveon is going to be sent out. Sylveon is going to be taking a lot of damage, though. Meowstic does Trick. I get an eject button. And I'm going to use Fake Tears here. Not enough for the knockout. Okay, I do see what the eject button is going to go for. So... Well, I mean, that's the thing, too, of, like... Yeah, I feel like I don't really have a disadvantage here. I'm going to go ahead and max flutter by the... I'm going to go ahead and max flare this Sylveon slot. And I will go ahead and just hit Taunt on this Meowstic. And just... not have it do anything. Sylveon does protect itself, which is totally fine here. Yeah, I'm prankster, boy. Doesn't work that way. And I do get off a max flare still on the Sylveon slot. Do I knock it out? No, I don't yet. That's okay. Cool. I am glad I waited to use Surf. But yeah, I'm Dark type, so Prankster doesn't work on me. So nice try. Now that's a kind of a free turn to ram into the Meowstic slot with whatever comes out, and I'm going to go ahead and hit this Icy Wind on this Sylveon. Only way that Sylveon can do this is if it... Meowstic misses, but that's okay. Volcarona will be fast enough to be able to hit Meowstic with an attack. Sylveon is knocked out, and I get a free Bug Buzz. Let's go! Look at that. Look at that. We are able to, with the critical hit there too, able to knock out this Meowstic and prevent any Sylveon shenanigans, which would have been problematic. I think with Mamoswine, I do have to still be mindful of the ice attacks that can come out that way, but I can make that work. Goodra is sent out, as well as Mamoswine this time. So, I think what I want to do here is Fire Dance the Mamoswine, and then Fake Tears this Goodra, making it really easy in the end game to finish it. We are going to see the Dynamax. The Dynamax is coming from that Goodra, so I am glad that I decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to Fake Tears with Goodra. This will make it so easy in the long run, easier in the long run to deal with Goodra. With lowered special defense, Goodra is just going to take a walloping here. Mamoswine does protect, which is totally fine in this case. I get off of Fake Tears. I'm crying. What would Sneasel cry about? What do you guys think Sneasel would cry about? Let me know in the chat. What would Sneasel fake to cry about? We're going to see the Max Rockfall. It is going to go into the Volcarona slot. But at this point, Volcarona has done its job. So, totally fine here. The one thing that Mamoswine could have is Freeze Dry, which would be problematic. But I feel like I can find a way to make that work for me. So, still taking some damage from Sandstorm, but not a big deal. I am going to save my Goodra for later. The other thing that could happen... Oh, wait! Jeez, that's a good call out. Actually, there is something that Goodra could do. Goodra would use Max Rockfall, meaning it was physically based. It doesn't learn any specially based grass type. It doesn't learn any specially based rock type moves. Therefore, we actually do want to switch into Goodra, and not have Gastrodon get hit by this grass type attack. I totally forgot. Yeah, Max Rockfall, Goodra would know like Rock Slide or something. We're gonna Fake Tears here. Just making it very easy to deal with Mamoswine. Mamoswine is gonna go with Rock Slide. Totally fine here. Sneasel has done its job. Mamoswine is Life Orb. That's good to note. Yep, I figured as much. Thank goodness we called that out properly. I'm gonna take damage from Sandstorm. Not enough to knock me out. I survived with 2 HP, baby! That's what we're looking for. As Goodra can now go ahead and use I think Flamethrower on the Mamoswine. Well, if Mamoswine is thick fat, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to use Dragon Pulse. I'm going to Dragon Pulse the Goodra slot, actually. And then I'm going to Fake Tears the Mamoswine. I'm going to Fake Tears the Goodra, just to really guarantee I can knock it out. There we go. -4 special defense right here. Mamoswine uses Icicle Crash. Oof, that can be problematic if it decided not to protect here. Oh no! Goodra is knocked out! Oh no, guys, I think we lost here. Mamoswine does lose HP thanks to the, Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Because Goodra, Mamoswine does lose HP thanks to the Life Orb, but, oh man, I thought that he would have been more defensively inclined, having the more offensive pressure here, but, ooh, that was gonna be tough. Sneasel did a lot of work thanks to, Sneasel has done a lot of work thanks to the special defense drops, but we can figure this out. We can make it work. I think the main thing here is if Mamoswine does not have Freeze Dry, I can knock out Goodra for sure. And I'm actually gonna bank on that. And then if Goodra doesn't hit with this Power Whip, these pieces can work. There are a lot of pieces that have to happen, but we can make it work. Mamoswine goes with high horsepower, so no flinches. That's good. I will take that. Goodra goes for Power Whip. It hits. Oh, man, guys. Oh. I can't believe it. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Oh, man. I think if I... Yeah, if I slowed Mamoswine's speed by 1, that would have been enough. Ah, that hurts. I did not expect Mamoswine to outspeed, or even use, I thought it would protect, for sure, but, guys, that hurt a lot. We just weren't able to get the attacks when we needed them, and we should have used Icy Wind. I was fearful of, weakness policy, but, dang, physical Goodra sometimes surprises you. But no biggie. That was a good match, though. Here we got some things we've seen in the ladder. Everything I've seen fought today before, except for Decidueye. But I think the main thing here is really just to punish the opponent hard. I honestly don't see any reason why not to use Sneasel Volcarona again with Gastrodon and Goodra in the back. Yeah, I mean, it just feels so natural here. Main thing here is that I can also use... I'm trying to think. I can also use, Oh, I could probably need to charge up my phone soon. I don't know. I am glad I didn't use Surf on Sneasel immediately. I think that was a good call. I could use Surf if the timing is right, but... Excuse me, I think we can get in a situation again where we can get into a max flutter buy, like spamming, and to really make it harder for Porygon-Z to compete here. Main thing here is I do want to knock out Decidueye as fast as possible. It does hurt to not have like the Sand Force kind of protections, but yeah, I mean, it happens, not a big deal. Alright, let's see what's going to happen here, guys. Very confident we can make this work. So, we are going to see Clefairy and Urshifu, which I'm not as worried about here. Urshifu and Clefairy can lead into some crazy shenanigans, but I feel like what we want to do here is we want to Fake Tears the Clefairy, and then I'm going to go ahead and max Airstream their Urshifu, getting my speed up to like insane amounts. Urshifu will most likely use either Close Combat on Sneasel or something else, but as long as I can lower some special attack here, I can make this work. Urshifu also doesn't want to collide into me. The main thing here, and why it wouldn't want to do that, is it could get affected by Flame Body. And Urshifu Dark will get a critical hit, for sure. But it also... Like, Surging Strikes Urshifu would be scarier. But... I think the main thing here is, like, let's see how much offensive pressure I can exert right now to make this work. So Urshifu is actually going to withdraw, which is totally fine. And we are going to get Talonflame. So Talonflame is actually going to get hit hard by this max Airstream, which is not going to be great for Clefairy, well, for Talonflame. It won't have priority, but I do outspeed it afterwards. Because I take away Gale Wings by attacking it. Volcarona is going to go ahead and get that max Airstream up. We are going to see the Protect here, which is totally fine. And that just means I ram into my Fake Tears. And I get off a max Airstream. Not enough to knock out, but pretty close to it. I think what I want to do is Fake Tears the Clefairy. I'm going to do this, where I... Yeah, I feel like I want to taunt the Clefairy, and then I want to max Airstream the Talonflame slot. Because the main thing here is that I don't want you to set up your own Tailwind. And looking at the damage output, I was able to knock you out. So, Clefairy does follow me, which is totally fine here. I will taunt you to make sure you can't do anything else later. And I'm going to go ahead and max the Airstream here. Talonflame will get off Tailwind, which is fine. I feel like now I want to go ahead and Fake Tears the Clefairy slot, because you'll probably switch out. And then whatever gets switched in, I'm going to go ahead and max Flare it. Main thing here is that Talonflame is probably going to Brave Bird, which is totally fine. That takes a lot of damage, but the nice thing here is that thanks to my weakness policy, I am able to get up my special attack. Talonflame loses a lot of HP thanks to that weak oil, and that is perfect. Clefairy actually decides to stay in, so I will get off this Fake Tears, and that will be enough to knock out Clefairy. Here comes a Max Flare. Bada beam, bada boom. Dang, okay. Yeah, okay, Urshifu is sent out again. Urshifu could probably Gigantamax, and we are going to see Dragonzolt sent out here. So, with Dragonzolt and Urshifu, both are going to be pretty fast under that Tailwind. I do want to protect Volcarona for one more turn, just so I can kind of set things up. So I am going to go ahead and use Fake Tears on this Urshifu, and I'm going to protect. Main thing, alright. Rather, I am going to use Fake Tears on the Dragonzolt. Urshifu so I can knock it out, and then I'm going to protect. Basically, I'm going to try to get two Fake Tears before I go down. To get a free switch in into Goodra and Gastrodon. So as expected, we are going to see the Dragonzolt Dynamax. This will allow it to fire off pretty powerful Hustle boosted, Life Orb boosted attacks here. But I'm not too worried because Volcarona has already done this job. Got 2 KOs that were helpful, and with Fake Tears support, I can try to make it easier to deal with Urshifu in the long run. Volcarona is going to protect itself. Urshifu used a Sucker Punch, but I didn't attack anyone, and I am going to get off of Fake Tears here. We are going to see a max airstream probably coming out into the Volcarona slot. This doesn't prove to be the worst. Okay, so I did not see Life Orb activate. It's quite possible this Dragonzolt is weakness policy. So I'm going to go ahead and use Fake Tears on it, and I will probably hit this Dragonzolt. Sneasel crying about that cheese. All these guys are empathizing with Sneasel, but it's all for moot. It's all for naught. We're going to see the Sucker Punch, but again, I decided not to attack. I go with the Fake Tears, hopeful that the next attack that I'm going to do is going to be pretty powerful. And we are going to see a Max Lightning coming out into the Sneasel slot, which is perfect. Sneasel is going to take that like a champ, not having to worry about that, thanks to that Focus Sash. And then we get the Electric Terrain going on. That was also helpful to know that I actually outspeed Dragonzolt. I lower the special defense even further. Tailwind's over, and no, there is no, there was no, weakness policy, which is interesting. I think in this time I'm going to protect. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and protect with Sneasel. No, okay. Sneasel is for sure going to use Fake Tears on Urshifu. Alright, on Dragonzolt. No, you're at negative... -2, -3. Okay, Fake Tears here. Protect with Gastrodon. Just give me every option possible. I figured as much. And we are going to get a Max Quake to try to buff up their special defense again. But the nice thing here is that because you are no longer a Dynamax, it will be easier to wreck your HP. So that will be very helpful in the long run. Sneasel is knocked out. And Dragonzolt will outspeed both Goodra and Gastrodon. But the thing is, you have to kind of choose which one you want to knock out. So with that, I should be able to knock out and finish the game here. So Dragonzolt is going to go ahead and reduce its Dynamax. And now it is back to normal Dragonzolt. And we are going to go ahead and double up on the Dragonzolt slot. Dragonzolt is at -2. Urshifu is at -3. Urshifu does go with the Sucker Punch. It is going to hit Gastrodon. Totally fine here. Dragonzolt goes for Dragon Claw on Goodra. I don't survive, unfortunately. And I am knocked out. But I do get an Earth Power out here. This should be enough to knock out Goodra. Dragonzolt, rather. Super effective. Great. Awesome. Dragonzolt takes damage. Sunlight's over. That makes my Scald stronger. And I do reveal Leftovers here. Okay, I think in this case what I want to do is I want to make sure that I can survive the next attack and then try to get a Scald off. The opponent can win still, because the main thing here is if Wicked Blow is able to knock me out, then we got a problem. So we are going to get this Protect here. Oh shoot, wait, don't you have the ability? Perfect. Sucker Punch fails. I get to recover here. Something tells me you're choiced, actually. So, can I stall out your Sucker Punches? Oh my gosh! You're choice guard? You're choice banded! Oh, this is great! I'm just gonna let you struggle then. Oh, this is great. This is perfect. Okay, yeah, I'll just protect again. Why not? Oh my gosh, we found it. I'm gonna guarantee this one. I can. You probably have 8 power points of this, so I'll be able to PP stall you. Okay, now you're struggling. Perfect. Alright, I'll put you out of your misery now. I'll hit you with the strongest move possible. So. And there we have it, folks. Woo! You had to retire. I figured it out, because why wouldn't you have used Wicked Blow if I was protecting, right? Or, like, attempted to do that. So you had to be choice. But we figured it out, guys. Awesome. I am so excited. We'll go ahead and quit for now. And I just want to say, I'm going to go ahead and get to the full screen here. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My phone is at 9%. Wow, that is unprecedented. And we've been streaming for close to 3 hours, guys. 3 hours. That's how much fun we've been having playing Pokemon. And we even streamed earlier today for about like another 2 hours. So first off, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate all the feedback that we've gotten so far on the stream setup. I love that you guys have been enjoying the music. We got the gameplay all situated. And I'm really excited to have this time to spend with y'all. If you haven't already, I am going to give another shout out to the crew and the team in the chat. Definitely follow Neuron Gamer if you haven't already. Kitten Fanes, I don't think that you stream as much, but yeah, hey, it doesn't hurt to follow. In case he does stream, you can always check it out. And of course, any likes and appreciation is always helpful too. I got a YouTube channel as well, and love for you guys to check that out as well. Had a Paso Play recently, and a couple other videos that I made, like a Flashback Friday. Feel free to check that out if you guys want. But anyways, y'all keep on being cool, and if there is one more thing I need your help with, can you do me one more favor? Just make sure you have a wonderful evening. Alright guys, take it easy. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time here on Gaming with Smiles.